Well, none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots, yeah. None of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots. I'm telling you now, the truth, the truth. Telling you, yeah, the truth, the truth. You have to go back to the roots, the roots. Go to the roots, to the roots. Yeah, man, this is Benjamin out of the Smiling Coast, West Africa, Gambia, representing for the one and only Abu, the big man you don't know, the Soninke warrior, the man that brings the truth, Soninke warrior, the sign of enlightenment, the Soninke warrior, the righteous and the true African. Abu, reveal the truth to them, no matter how them try run from it, because none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Yes, we have to dig back the roots, yeah. Fire!
Subscribe now.
I remember the days, all those years ago that never fade away. And I remember your face when you hit the ground. I can recall the time and place on the midnight walk through the old streets, trying to turn back the clock to the days of old, back to the days when all the things we knew were made of gold. As the world moves on, time sings a song. In the old neighborhood, as the clock strikes one, the memory lives just as.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Afridamus Report. I'm your host, Afridamus. Please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. I want to welcome all of you to the Sunday's edition of the Afridamus Report. So, ladies and gentlemen, where are we? Just as you see in the title, it says Recolonizing News. So the Afridamus report here, because when I say it that way, this report belongs to all of us. If most of you have been following the Afridamus report for the past 2 years or so, you would see that I once had an interview on the Kinganda channel, which is O'Shea's channel. Shout out to O'Shea. Some of you probably might think I pick on O'Shea, but O'Shea is a cool dude. He's interested in this type of topics. And I get it. These topics are not very popular. You know why? Because Africans, to be honest, like to pretend like these things don't exist. So through my observation, think about it, for many years, some of you probably didn't pay attention in class, but I did. And I learned in social studies where, we talked about colonization. That's right. And I was very, very interested in this. And people would say, oh, why would you be interested in it? Why not? In case you haven't been paying attention, you African countries, quote unquote, these countries we have today, they exist because of colonization. And in that case, you would have to look at the pros and the cons of it. So now for most countries, they are 60 years, quote unquote, independent from European control and rule. Maybe in the French quarters, let's say Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali, the French quarters, we are seeing them revolt against colonization. Most of you in the West, especially nowadays, what they show people, because people don't read books, they think When they think of white people, white colonization, they think of King Leopold style colonization or apartheid, or how the white man used to subjugate Africans. Back in those days, Africans are afraid to leave Africa voluntarily to go to the white man's world, right? They have to force Africans. They come to Africa for the resources, enslave Africans, because that's what it is. That's what was going on in South Africa, getting the blacks there to work in the mines, to produce for the white man. You go to Kenya, we all, not all, but some of you would learn today, they had the Mau Mau movement in Kenya because they were tired of the British, using force on them. And, at some point, the noise became louder and louder. Africans started freeing themselves. These were conscious Africans. And today, many Africans, they took this for granted. See, I followed the trend of colonization, and I'll tell you right now what I said in that interview. I said Africa countries, most of them, need to be recolonized because of the incompetency. Many people were upset. They were mad. They started pretending like they love Africa more than me. They pretend like they know Africa more than me. But at some point, at what point do we assess ourselves and look at what is happening in various countries? Most Africans you would meet, even today with this day and age, with the internet, are not very conscious about these things. Their conscious level is, if the conscious level is 100, as far as these things go, theirs is like 15. Some probably 0. They have no clue, despite what African countries have gone through to form that union. Now we no longer have Kwame Nkrumahs, no longer have them. We don't have Julius Nyerere's anymore. Now, the leaders that we have, quote unquote, the leaders that we have, most of them, as you can see, they go to the United Nations. The type of speech that they are given, it doesn't move the people. They are not talking any sense to the African people. The African Union have been completely hijacked. Despite the African nations saying they have been free of white colonial rule, the African still runs to the white man for answers. You look at the most populous black country on the continent, Nigeria, that's supposed to set example. Nigerians are fleeing Nigeria because of the hardship. Where are they headed? To the white man's country. Do you think the Nigerians, because most of them, you see them online, the entire families are moving. That is not counting Ghana, Sierra Leone, Gambia, all these other countries. But the most populous country is leading in the way to leave. And this is looking like an invasion for the white man, despite the white man providing, quote unquote, education system for Africa. I gave the interview. I said, the governments, quote unquote, they have in place are very incompetent. They cannot give the people what the people need. They definitely can't. And all people do is, oh, the government is terrible, it's terrible. But the people in the government, where did they come from? Have you guys ever thought about that? They came from those very societies, and people pretend like, you know, it is the white man, directing them what to do, blah, blah, blah. Well, that brings us to today's conversation. If the white man is still pulling the strings, doesn't that open up the way for the white man to recolonize Africa? And this time around, the recolonization is going to be different because the white men have wisen up. They have educated the African to love them. That's right. They are able to provide trinkets for Africans. It's no longer, back in the days, it was the quote unquote the chiefs, the rulers. They were the only ones getting trinkets from the white man. But now, why do you think Africans or Nigerians in general flee Nigeria in droves? And people try to blame the Nigerians, talking about, oh, this is brain drain. The Nigerians are fleeing, just like the word, which is true, they are fleeing. But I'm not here to blame the Nigerians. How can you blame them? How can you? You have a young population, which a lot of you like to throw out there. Oh, Africa got a young population, you educate them. But they cannot put their education to use. Why is that? You take that same individual out of Nigeria, Senegal, whichever country, that same person, bring them to America, they become useful. You take them to the white man's country, they become useful there. So now the white people are looking at it like, look, man, these people are invading our territories. They love it out here. They are invading our territories. So what are we going to do about it? You don't think the white people are thinking this? This is why I said it 2 years back. Most of you, this went over your heads. Oh, Afridamus is a sellout. How can he suggest Africa be recolonized? Obviously, you guys are pretending because, I mean, why else? The government can provide good roads. I go back and read colonial ledgers. I'm looking at even places like Gambia, when they had the British colonize it. The civil servants that worked, the African civil servants that worked for the government. Did you know during colonization, the people that worked, they were receiving higher salaries from the white man back in those days. Can you imagine? So first of all, let's say Ghana, because Ghana was the first Black African country that became independent. They had a real leader in the name of Kwame Nkrumah, very conscious man. He was thinking for himself. He was leading the nation, but they did not like him. They did not like him. So now, the lifestyle in most of the African countries that were once colonized at the time, the Africans took charge. The quality of life went down the drain. Even the structures that they left behind, the Europeans left behind, went down the drain. African nations could not maintain it. Even though today we think that, we got it going on, but do we really have it going on if all of us are fleeing our various nations to go be with the white man? Well, a white man came out. He is repeating the same thing I said on Kinganda 2 years ago, and you guys didn't pay attention. But now you guys are going to pay attention to what this man is going to say. But before we get into that, I have several other topics that we will touch that would show you why it would be so easy to recolonize Africa. I mean, it's probably already happening because you see these military people, especially America, anything that they come out and confidently say openly, know that it's already taking place. It's already happening. Okay? Look at the AU, the African Union. The African Union have been hijacked. Guys, can you tell me the last important thing, good speech, something that inspired Africans from any leader? Where they, like the African leaders, they gathered together. They're like, let's talk about Africa. Name one good speech you remember happening. I can't remember one. South Africa, which was last freed. Look at South Africa. South Africa is in its own league of its own. They are in their own league. And even South Africa, and they having electric issues. When the white man was in charge, everything, quote unquote, is fine. Don't you think there are Africans paying attention to this? I know for a fact there are certain countries, hands down, the people will welcome the white man to take over. My country, Gambia, being number one, I know the mindset of majority of the people. Even some of the people who are the opposition party. I have seen some of them write open letters. I'm talking open letter on the internet, calling for the white man to come and help put them in charge. So if this is all happening, let's just call a spade a spade. The white man is funding what is taking place in these countries. What is to stop them from fully taking over? They already have their puppets in place. They have no way of creating a sustainable economy for the people. Every time you turn around, you see boatloads of Africans dying in the Mediterranean, forcing themselves to go to the white man's country for a better, quote unquote, better future. So, another topic we're going to touch here. Do you guys foresee, with this migration trend, foresee a future war breaking out between Europe and Africa? It's not just going to be one country. I'm talking between Europe and Africa. Because what is even happening in the Congo, the people are complaining, how long is the nightmare in Congo going to continue? This quote unquote they call civil war. This has been ongoing since, King Leopold was in charge of the Congo. He was the first one that waged that war there. And they divided them into sections. Now nobody even knows what they are fighting over. We are not hearing any conscious leader like Lumumba emerging from these places. Africans today in the Congo, Senegal, Nigeria, many other African countries, they are preoccupied with entertainment, okay? Their lifestyle, they want to be white subconsciously, and it is manifesting itself through what? Skin bleaching. Skin bleaching, Africans, skin bleaching have become normal. Back in those days, you would see it is the ladies that would bleach their skin. Go to Congo now. Go to Nigeria, Senegal. The men are also bleaching their skin. So Africans have been mentally conquered, completely conquered. I know most of you are not gonna like this, but this is what is going on. Let me show you the latest commotion that happened in Addis Ababa in the AU summit. Let me show you. There's a complete disconnect between the people and quote unquote the people they have in charge. Last year or so, I had a conversation with someone who was trying to get me to endorse their political party in the Gambia. And as you guys, this won't shock you. I asked the person, what is their policy? What are they going to do different? Any, economic plans? The man could not tell me anything that made sense. In fact, word for word, the man says to me, we would just go to our donors. I say, who are these donors? The Europeans, the Americans. Guys, there's no free lunch in life. No free lunch. The Europeans no longer need to force Africans to give the resources. These resources are being sold. In fact, a white man will explain this to you in a minute. But before I get into all that, let me do my disclaimer and show you, what is being said. Some of these videos you will see, because I remember when I even casually, because I didn't even mean it, saying the blacks would come to Africa and recolonize. The blacks will not recolonize Africa. They cannot colonize Africa. This is clear, because they don't have a nation of their own or military to do that. The old ways of colonizing countries is no longer like that, because now the Africans are willing, they love European trinkets, they are all about that. So, an African would trade their country to move to America, to move to, Europe. I've seen Africans, Gambians, that even say all they want, even if they're going to go die in America, that's all they want. Guys, think about how unconscious that is. But you can't blame them. How can you? If you go and see the system they are in, you have quote unquote leaders in charge who themselves are not that conscious. All they care about is the trinkets. When is West Africans or Africans going to wake up and realize these trinkets haven't gotten Africa anywhere? Isn't this same trinkets that they sold other humans over 400-500 years ago? Nothing's changed. I know people don't want to hear this, but this is the truth. I'm here to deliver to you, give you something to think about. Because if not, this wave that is happening, nothing can stop it. You guys like saying, oh, Africa has the youngest population. What can this young population do? You go to places like Sierra Leone, majority are on drugs called Kush. Now, this drugs is being transported to, places like Gambia and other West African countries. What is this youth doing? Do they have skills? Are there skill centers there? A lot of youths are engaged in scamming other Africans. This is what people are being taught. They say we are free, we are free. How are the people free? The people we select and say we're putting in charge, they came from those same societies, same education system. How do you've never seen these people come up with any good ideas? All they care about is what they can get. The level of selfishness with Africans in general, it blows my mind. Africans no longer sacrifice. But maybe the recolonization of Africa would help bring Africa together. Let me do my disclaimer, and we would talk about the countries with the highest number of skin bleachers. Because some of these countries in the next 10, 20 years, they are going to be hit with skin diseases, something that Africans don't know about. Africans have been living under that hot African sun. The skin, no problem. But wait till you hear the numbers here. It's going to blow your socks off your feet. Let me do my fair use and we get right into it. Let's start with the type of shenanigans. You know, the AU, this is supposed to be the Organization of African Unity, quote unquote. And please pay attention, guys, in the crowd. Who do you see there in charge? You will see Europeans. And you guys know I'm not the type who is about race stuff. But if we as Africans, we look at our history, we say we don't trust Europeans. We want to be self-reliant, rely on ourselves. Some of us, our countries, we in the Gambia just celebrated our 59th year of being free. Go to that country and see. Is that country free? See, just because you don't have chains, physical chains that you can see, doesn't mean the people are free. The people are not conscious. They are not mentally free. Those who think they are a little bit free are using the ones who quote unquote are not free. They made education expensive, where the poor will remain poor. These quote unquote leaders they put in charge, they have no interest in helping the population become conscious. Because what other population, if these populations were conscious, the people would definitely love themselves enough to not bleach their skin. But let me show you the AU, and then we'll walk our way to the countries with the most skin bleachers. And then we'll get to the colonization. Here we go. So do you see this? This is the African Union building in Addis Ababa. The people, they gathered, they said they are tired of what is happening in Congo. So you would have some young conscious Africans, but it is other Africans who would fight those people. It's been like that from the dawn of time. These people, so that's why when Europeans, white people confidently say they are going to recolonize Africa, I believe they could. I believe they could, because when they say it, some of you think the Europeans are going to come, busting in, kicking in the door. Do you not know what is happening in Burkina Faso? You guys remember they had the leader, Thomas Sankara. Everyone said he's a Pan-African. He came with great idea. Great idea, ladies and gentlemen. What did they do to Thomas Sankara? They took his life. Who did it? Exactly. Another person from that country. So that person ruled for almost 30 years. He got removed, and then there's a lot of shenanigans. Now they got Ibrahim Traore. Everyone is saying, this young man has a vision for the country. He wants to do something. Guys, go look at how many times they have attempted to delete him. You think it is Europeans coming to do this? No, it's not. Sure, they might be given, the order, but what is it about an African that they are willing to stop the progress of an entire country, entire generation? What is it about them? So let's see. You see right here, it is white people in our AU building. Does this belong to the Europeans? The same Europeans that the Africans say we don't trust, we want to be independent of? You know why the Europeans are in there? Because they are funding all our organizations, but yet we claim we have the resources. How long can we continue to blame Europeans? Yes, back in those days, they used to come and take it with force. They used to. But now, they are buying it. They are buying it from Africans. You go around Africa and look around. Who is oppressing the African people? It is not white Europeans. Are you guys telling me Africans don't have that much compassion for other Africans? Is that what you're telling me? When I was just in Gambia, I saw early in the morning how these women are hustling and bustling. Where are the men at? These are the ones you think. You think these people are going to go fight the Europeans? Absolutely not. They are busy. They are busy letting their women be oppressed. That's right. You see real oppression. You would see a woman who is 30 years old, but some of these men have worked them like slaves. This woman, you would see a woman, she's 30, she look like she is 57. That's right. When is the consciousness going to change? So look at what is happening here. The youths can't take it anymore. They are tired of what is happening in the Congo. This is why they showed up in Addis Ababa. Here is a white man trying to calm Africans down. And you guys talking about we are free. All right, you guys have an idea, right? You see what is happening. The youths, quote unquote, young people who are a bit conscious, because not too many Africans are conscious. I'm just telling you guys facts. Many, because people like to say, oh, we have the youngest population. Have you been paying attention to what this young population have been busy doing? They like to say the government, the government. What are their parents giving them? I just gave you an example of seeing how the women, majority early in the morning, are the ones waking up, doing all the work. They are the ones working in the farms. I'm giving you an example of my own country. It's the smallest country in mainland Africa, but it's number 6. It has the most arable land. You have rivers everywhere. Why is Gambia importing tons and tons of rice? Rice that is not even quality. Rice coming from China. This is rice that, was saved to feed horses. When the people buy it, they have to go pick out rocks out of the rice. They are happy to do it. The people are being fed all kinds of sugar. The way things are going, trust me, I see it. If they don't turn this around, it's going to be bad. Now, let us go to the skin bleaching. So not only, Africans are falling behind economically. Africans are busy expressing self-hate around the world because nothing is worse than you looking in the mirror and hating what is looking right back at you. You feel the need to go change it. Have you guys ever sit down and think deep about what would prompt one to bleach their skin? I know why. Like, for example, Africans, not all, but the men, they would openly, some of these unconscious men would talk about how, especially in Gambia, they would say light skin is good. It's good for the sick man, quote unquote. You know, it makes them feel better. So if you're constantly doing this in front of a young child, constantly showing the light skin as favorable, what do you think will happen? Why is this countries filled with skin bleaching creams? I'm sure some of you would like to say, oh, it is the Europeans, but have you been forced to use the skin bleaching? Is there a gun to your head? What type of education are the people receiving? If you guys think Congo is messed up, wait till you see the statistics here. Wait till you see it. Matifi, thank you for the €10 super chat. Guys, please don't hesitate to support the show. The super chats are open, and please hit the like as well, because we want a lot more people to get this message, to understand what is happening. So let me show you the stats here on the amount of skin bleaching taking place in Africa and the countries that are leading the way. Here we go.
That I'm about to give you. Every girl you see on the street who was black before is now fair. Bleaching have
He is right. He is 100% right, especially with Nigeria. Guys, I'm not picking on Nigeria. I want you guys to know this. I am not. But because Nigeria is the most populous black country in Africa, they set the trend. If I remember growing up, watching Nollywood movie, this was when all the Nollywood actors and actresses were in fact black. They were African. They were proud. Today, go and watch Nollywood. Go and watch Nollywood. They are all light skinned, to a point where some people in the UK, as some of the second generation Africans, are thinking that Nigeria in fact has a ton of, mixed race people. No, this is quote unquote skin bleaching. What is the purpose of this? Do you guys know what this would bring to Africa in the next 15-20 years? But let this man tell us what is happening in the skin bleaching department. And people don't want to talk about this. I remember the first time I talked about the skin bleaching here, people were mad. Let's go. Oh, excuse me, guys. I think I'm frozen here. Give me a second. Oh man, not again. Hold on. Guys, give me a moment. Let me fix this here. Give me just a second. Real quick. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. So let me bring this video once again. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties there. All right. We were talking about the countries with the most skin bleaching, and there is 7 of them in Africa. And in fact, that doesn't mean, we're saying, other countries don't do it. But let me replay this for you again. Give me a second. Let me find the video. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's try again.
You'll be shocked with these statistics that I'm about to give you. Every girl you see on the street who was black before is now fair. Bleaching have become so rampant, so we decided to do a little dive research into it to find out which African countries are bleaching more, and these are the statistics. Now, in Mali, 25% of the women are bleaching. In Zimbabwe, 31.5% of the women are bleaching.
Do you guys hear this? Zimbabwe, Mali. Okay, you would think Zimbabwe, that was, ruled by white people, would be more conscious, but they want to be white. But here we go.
In South Africa, 32% of the women are bleaching.
So people that come South Africa, they're saying, oh, the South Africans are light skinned. No. Did you hear this? 32% are bleaching.
In Ghana, my motherland, 39% of the women here in Ghana are bleaching.
Do you guys see this? Ghana, 39% bleaching. It gets worse.
Now we jump to Senegal. 50% of the women, half the population of the women are bleaching.
Did you guys hear this? 50% of Senegalese women are bleaching. 50%. So that means your chances of, like getting a natural black beauty in Senegal is half and half. 1 in 2 women you meet are bleaching.
We go to Congo, Brazzaville, a whooping 66% of the women population are bleaching.
So if you're looking for a real African black natural skin, definitely Congo is not the place. Let's continue. Wait, it gets better.
And the Ogboro, who tops the whole of Africa in bleaching with their women, a whooping 77% of the population in Nigeria.
Do you guys see this? Nigeria, 77% are bleaching. So now, if you meet a light-skinned Nigerian woman, you would have to go do a test. Take her to the doctor. You do the test to make sure she is in fact natural. Let's continue.
Which are women are bleaching. And watch this, 28% of the men too.
Do you hear this? The Nigerian men are bleaching too.
Are bleaching. Bob, senior man, I greet you, sir. And the statistics show that in the next 20 years, all these countries that I have mentioned, that the women and the men are bleaching, will be attracting serious skin diseases and some form of diseases in the next 20 years. The worst of it all is that there are a lot of bleaching creams in the country, all over Africa, that are not certified, that are not correct to be used on the skin, but people are buying them and using them. We have to clamp them down. This has to be shared in Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Mali, Ghana, obviously, Congo, Brazzaville has to be shared there, Senegal, it has to be there. The bloggers, you guys pick it up, show your women, show the population, let them know the statistics.
All right, you guys see that, right? And the guy is right. Why am I showing this? Because I'm showing you where the psyche is. Do you think these people are busy thinking about, the country, what is the future of the country? Do you think these people are sitting there thinking about how can we become economically empowered? How can the nation be truly free? Absolutely not. Because in these countries, skin bleaching is normal. I know, like, I was not surprised to see Senegal on the list. I'm not surprised to see Senegal on the list here. Let me take you now to what this one white man, he made a video, and he's talking about the possibility of a future war between Europe and Africa. Because you see, more and more, there are Europeans who are fed up with Africans coming through the back way to enter Europe. So they are getting tired, which would bring us to why, even the idea of recolonizing Africa come into play. Let's hear what this white man is going to say. Because you see, when I say it, you guys are like,
You've been on TikTok for a while. You must have heard about a ton of Africans telling you that Europeans stole Africa's resources. Now, there's a lot to say about that. First and foremost, most of these resources are still in Africa.
you see, the man makes sense. And I've made that argument before. The Europeans stole our resources. Those resources, they cannot deplete them. Name one country where they used to go to and they are like, now the resources are depleted. King Leopold, he came to Congo. And I'm not saying him stealing the resources is justified, but now we have the consciousness to not let this happen. But let this man tell us, okay? Because you see, Africans, we come online, we complain. You think people are not paying attention. They are. But here we go.
And they're not being stolen by Europeans. They're actually being sold to Europeans by the African state leadership. Your own elites are robbing you. It's not us doing it. Not anymore.
Name one lie this man told here. You think, come on now. Do you guys understand? Do you think? Do you think Europeans now can, in this day and age, they can just come, into our various countries and just kick in the door and, they over there taking the resources? No. Somebody signed something. Who is that person? Do you not see the quote-unquote African leaders cozying up with Europeans? Do you guys not see this? You think the Europeans just love them, and the African leaders, they just love the Europeans. They just want to go eat pancakes together and discuss, what is to help Africa progress. No. These thieves are stealing and giving it to these European companies, just like they are doing with the Chinese. But let's go.
The real issue, of course, is why aren't Africans using their own resources to do things? Why does Mr. Beast have to go to Kenya to build water wells? Why didn't the Kenyan government do it themselves?
Exactly. The Kenyans like to come here and talk about how we are very sophisticated, we have lights and all that. But why wouldn't the Kenyan government would allow just a white man to come over there digging wells? Guys, can you imagine going to different villages to dig well? Do you guys want to tell me how can Kenya come and brag about having good economy, but then let just an ordinary white man go running around Kenya digging wells for people? I remember this was popular back in the days. You watch TV, they always say, oh yeah, the Europeans, they came, the Europeans are coming digging wells for Africans. And It is true. I have said this time and time again. I used to say, yeah, the Europeans, they come, they dig wells for the Africans, they give them tokens. This is why you see those villagers dancing. And people are mad at me as if I was the one out there, with my drums just dancing. No, people are mad because I'm shining light on this. This is embarrassing. Why do we even have the governments if they can't even provide water for these people? How come? Nobody's asking this question, but people are busy trying to say, oh, they're stealing from us. The man's got a point. I know some of you are going to be like, man, this white man is racist. Forget about that he is white. But listen to the message. Is he lying? Is the man lying? You guys don't think Kenya should be questioned? And this is not only Kenya, but Kenya supposed to have good economy and help those people. But let's go.
I suppose the Kenyan government could have done it themselves. They just chose not to do it.
He is right. It's not that the Kenyan government cannot afford this. That's not what it is. Okay? They just are choosing not to do it. Go look at those officials. The type of cars they are riding in, the type of benefits they are giving themselves. Come on now. Matifi, thank you for the super chat. He said, what is that European hate about? No, it's not hate about European. Okay? So the man is giving a point. He's talking about Africa. And visionary, you are right. It's not about race, but over here you have to make that disclaimer. So here we go.
Nigeria is now a country of almost 220 million people, the largest country in Africa. But they only produce about 10% of the electricity that a small country like Hungary. Hungary only has 10 million people, but they produce 10 times as much electricity as Nigeria does.
Did you guys hear this? Hungary is not even amongst the richest European countries. The amount of electricity that they produce is more than Nigeria. Guys, these numbers are sobering. If this doesn't get you thinking, if this doesn't, piss you off, and I'm not saying getting pissed off at the messenger, you're looking at small European countries, what they are producing, 10 times the amount of Nigeria. Nigeria has oil. They have all types of resources. When is the leaders, quote unquote, in Nigeria going to be held accountable? If you can't hold them accountable, I would play a video of a white man who would. Here we go.
I mean, I know you want to have your Wakanda, right? But do you expect white people to give it to you?
That's right. White man, you don't understand. Your job is to give us our Wakanda. I have seen blacks, even just like, for example, in America, like the blacks would say, we would do better if the white man give us something. It seems like it is global black mindset. Yes, white man, you just don't know. But that Wakanda, the dream, that Wakanda, of course, the Africans want the white man to build it. So that's why in the Kinganda interview, when O'Shea interviewed me, I gave all the pointers. And this white man repeated them. It's like he went and watched my video. I talked about electricity because I'm saying if they can provide electricity would be a game changer. It would be a game changer. Everything that you need today in this world to progress, you need electricity. Computers, factories, you name it. Electrify Africa. Fair and balanced. I get it. Not all the places would have it at once, but places need electricity. People cannot do without it. But here we go.
No, you're supposed to build it yourself. Having said all this, it is of course obvious that we Europeans in the North need to prepare for a possible, potential African rise in terms of technology and therefore also in terms of military capacity. And that means we in Europe need to already start looking ahead and thinking ahead about how we are going to win the war against Africa, because there will be a future war between Europe and Africa.
And did you guys hear that? Do you think, some of you are going to be like, oh man, that's not even possible, blah, blah, blah. Okay. In the ground, in Africa, there's resources that is needed. China needs it. The Europeans need it. The Africans, we are just seen as we just there to watch it for them. Whoever wants to come and get it, can get it. And the man is right. There's going to be a rise. There's going to be conscious Africans at some point who are going to rise. But can an African army go against the Europeans? I'm giving you something to think about. All right, now I'm going to play the last video before I open the line here. And this video is from a man who is the leader of Blackwater, the founder. This is a mercenary group. Okay, they get paid to go do, take care of wars, dirty wars for U.S. government, where you can't point the finger and be like, look at what the American government did, right? No, because it is a private company. So these companies are operating all over Africa. Even Africa, they are there. Okay, they have U.S. bases in most African countries. In West Africa, they have them in Ghana, Niger. They have them in Djibouti, Somalia. So this man that is about to speak, he's speaking from a place of knowledge. He knows what is coming. He's not just casually saying it. You don't have to be all up in your feelings. You should take it as a message that, you should change. But most Africans, in fact, are going to welcome the recolonization of Africa. Most are going to welcome it, because, they see it as the best way to go. Because if they don't see it as more, viable, why would they do the things that they are doing? You put people in charge, instead of empowering an entire population, where you bring people to a level playing field. Of course, I get it. Not everyone can be equal. I get that. But at least give the people the education, help them, step up, have skills, use that skill to help build, quote unquote, the various countries. Hold on, let me pull up this video so you hear it from the horse's mouth. Some of you are gonna be all in your feelings, but the truth doesn't know feelings. Here, just 1 second. 1 second. Here. Okay, listen to this conversation.
Countries around the world are incapable of governing themselves, then it's time for us to just put the imperial hat back on, to say, we're going to govern those countries if you're incapable of governing yourselves, because enough is enough. We're done being invaded.
Because our own national security risk is at stake.
Exactly.
National security interests are at stake.
You can say that about pretty much all of Africa. They're incapable of governing themselves and benefiting their citizens.
So You guys hearing this, right? So the people that are taking these boats, crossing in the thousands, crossing the Mediterranean, people coming through the southern border in the United States, that is seen as an invasion. I hope you guys know that. It is seen as an invasion. The link is in the chat. When this video ends, feel free to hit the link and join the conversation. But let's hear this man.
The governments there are all about looting and pillaging and lining their pockets and going shopping in Paris instead of actually
hold on a
making their country
second. Hold on.
better.
People on the left are going to watch this. They're going to say, wait a minute, Eric Prince is talking about being a colonialist again.
Absolutely. Yes. Enough. Because if you go to these countries and you see how they suffer under absolutely corrupt, made-up governments that are just criminal syndicates, the people of Africa, the people of Latin America, a lot of them deserve better. Now, some countries are...
Sorry. He's saying that these governments, they are incompetent. They cannot take care of their people. So why don't they move in, and he's like, let's put our imperial hat on, meaning their colonial hat, and go and invade. Okay? So the lines are open. Hit the link. Come on through. Let's have the conversation. The points the man is given. Think about this. The points that he just laid out. Is he lying? You guys remember, if you haven't seen this video, go back and watch. I did a video on Equatorial Guinea. Equatorial Guinea, you guys remember this? The father and son who are controlling the entire economy of that country. They have gas in that country. Quote unquote, their economy is supposed to be good. But what are they saying? What are they doing for their people? Nothing. They're using that money, going to Paris to shop, going to the United States, to shop. This is what these African leaders are doing. You guys remember Mobutu Sese Seko from the Congo? When he died, most of his, he was saving all his money in Switzerland. He bought villas in Switzerland. What happened to those? You look at places like Cameroon. They have Paul Biya for however long. The man doesn't even stay in that country anymore. He is living in a white man's country and ruling from there. How is that different from putting the white man in charge? So please hit the link. Come on in. Let's have the conversation. All right. We have Jude in the building. Jude, welcome to the Afridamus Report.
Oh yes, Alfredemus. How's it going?
I am doing well. Jude, I'm touching on several topics here. We've talked about the skin bleaching. Did you catch the stats on that?
Oh yes. It's very what can I say? It's very it's a disgrace. Being
Jude, did you see when you saw 77% skin bleaching
sent.
in Nigeria? You see, Congo, 67, Senegal, 50%, Ghana, almost 40%. What do you make of the consciousness of the African?
Look, man. Look. Africans want to be white people. They tell you in your face that they don't want to look white, but they want to be white. I've seen this, especially in Cameroon. Most of the artists and actresses, and they have they are doing this bleaching. They have seen it on their own, colleagues, on their own friends, on different countries in Africa, and it's rather unfortunate that things like this are happening on the continent. And like the guy was saying that in years to come there will be a lot of diseases,
Yes,
skin cancer, and all these things, and that's what most Africans do not actually know because they don't perceive it. They don't, they don't. Look, man, I don't know where
Judah,
this
Judah,
continent is going.
Judah, why do you think? Why is the trend of skin bleaching, instead of going down, rather is
This
going up?
because
Is more
yeah,
and
because
more people are doing it.
as long as more and more people are doing it, the people that are selling all the skin cream are making money off it. The more Africans are looking into Europeans media and all these African Americans media, looking at how um being lighter or being, you see, they copy it from mixed kit. You see, most media that these blacks African follow, when they watch African Americans channels, you see African Americans have put lighter skinned people in front of social media faces, in front of TV stations. And when you
Right.
go to Africa, you kind of, I've checked out most television channels in Africa, come to find out that the people that they put in front of these places are people that are lighter or have some kind of light skin.
Yeah.
And when it comes to employment, you kind of see that the lighter skinned people are being favored more than a darker skinned person. And that's why you see the increase of being lighter is enormous. People want to be lighter. They think lighter is beautiful. Lighter will put you as a journalist in front of
But,
social media. Will give you more food on your table. So that's why a lot of countries are picking up on it. So
but Judah,
it's going to be a big problem.
Judah, are you surprised to see that high numbers of women are bleaching their skin in
No, no,
South
no,
Africa?
no.
No, no, what I'm saying, South Africa and Zimbabwe, and these people anti-white completely. Are you shocked to see them wanting to be light skinned?
I'm not shocked because it's a whole spec. I mean, being black is that inferiority complex. They live with white people. South Africans, they live with white people. Zimbabweans, they live with white people. But some of the time, they admire that skin color. I was talking to a black girl who was, I mean, she, not talking to her, but I've seen a video where she was admiring this white girl hair, trying to say her hair looks beautiful. She likes the way, all these things. It seems like we admire people in their own body than admire what we have. That is,
Right.
I mean, skincare, hair wigs, and all these things we are taking into others people culture as well. Look, I don't- South Africans, and even if in America, you will find out that even Black Americans, darker skins, even they are more into even some kind of cream that cleans them out than even all these things. People just want to look lighter. The thing is beautiful across the spec. I've seen when you talk of East Africans, do you know that most darker skinned East Africans are going to Morocco and all these Arab countries to mix with white people, to mix with these Arabs so they can
When
have
you say
lighter
East
skin body.
African countries, which countries would you
Uh,
say?
I was talking to a Somalian friend who told me that most of their men now are now rushing to Morocco to marry most of their Moroccan women so they can actually have a different skin tone in Somalia. And it's not only I mean, in Kenya, you see that most Kenyan women do not even get married to black guys
But
overseas. They
it's
rush
funny,
for white
Kenya.
people. You know.
But surprisingly, Kenya didn't make it at the top of the list.
Kenya didn't make it because I'm not sure the statistics that this guy was giving. I mean, it might be right, but I don't know where he got it. But all Africans are involved in this and this stuff. Few years ago, the Cameroon government banned some kind of crimes in Cameroon, but things are still the people are still doing it. People are still bleaching and all of this. So I'm not surprised. I had a friend here from South Sudan, man. If you see his body, you ask yourself what is going on. She was telling me that I'm using this oil to take out the dirty skin I have out of my body, man. You could
She
see
wait,
her
wait.
whole face.
She called her black skin dirty.
She call her black skin dirty skin. You say I'm bleaching because I want to take out the dirty skin that I have on my body. You see her whole face is all bleached, and then you see her hands is as dark as a charcoal. And then you ask yourself, what a disgrace to be an African, man. It's just what unfortunate. Yeah, it's all across. Even Senegalese, I've seen a lot of them bleach in
50%
United
in
States.
Senegal. Senegal, the stats
Yeah.
say 50%.
Yep. Yeah, when I used to live in Maryland, I've seen most of them bleached all over their whole legs. I mean, they see when you bleach your face. Your face looks nice, but when you check on your knuckles, your legs, yeah, most of the. I mean, it's just disgrace. It's just then the kind of order that when you go on places, people look. It's just kind of weird. I don't know why most of them do not realize this and take back on their original skin. But once you start, you cannot go back to what you have because now it's gonna cause some kind of
But
a pigmentation on your body, and that might be more dangerous than what it is.
and Judah, you raised a point here that I know many are not gonna want to hear the truth to this, but you know, you raised the blacks in this, right? Because the blacks also they admire the white people's hair, because like look at this woman here over here. She's African, but she is wearing the blonde hair. And here in America, we
Yeah.
see a lot of some of these black women that wear the blonde wig, and they try to convince you that black people have all kinds of hair,
Right,
and
right,
and then
right.
also you have that, but what about Nollywood? Do you think
Not
Nollywood is
all, man.
destroying the African psyche?
No, man, you made a statement that when you were watching Nollywood before, it used to be more darker than what it
Yeah,
is today. And
yeah,
but because back then most of these actors were poor, and when you are poor, they look at being dark as that's what it is because you are poor. Now Nollywood, the transformation of Nollywood into another era where there's social media exposure and a lot of these things. Most of the guys represented in this social media, in this Nollywood, they have transformed their body into light skin move. That's why in Cameroon and even Nigeria, for you to even get accepted into certain roles, you have to be lighter because and this is the image that they have shown to other people. People tell you that, oh, Igbo people are lighter. No, it's not.
right.
It's not.
Well, yeah,
It's not. They have never been lighter. It's just that they came across some kind of creams that they were using and making people look lighter, and they say they have been lighter. Most sub-Saharan Africans, if you are not albino, then you have never been lighter. It's just some kind of lotion that they use, but Nollywood has taken over. That's why you see most of these guys, the ones that live in Europe, they are moving back to Africa, to Nigeria, especially to take over the Nollywood, especially mixed breed. You see that when mixed breed leaves Europe and
who
America, they go into Nollywood.
who's
They are
that?
mixed
Oh,
breed, like when I mixed
hold on,
babies.
hold on.
Mi-
Mixed.
oh, sorry.
Oh, Judah, hold on one second, one second. Hey, Kidola, your device is not connecting. You might want to check it. I don't know. Um, Maybe fix your camera or something like your audio. Then it's saying device not connecting. Can you fix that? I see you in the studio, but you're not connecting. Go ahead.
Yeah, so you see, Nigeria is fast to recruit people that are mixed.
in Nollywood than recruit darker skinned Nigerians. Like I've seen most of their mixed kids living London to Nigeria, and they are enrolled immediately into Nollywood. But when it comes to the darker skin, you don't see it. You see, go to Ghana. Most of Ghana top actress are mixed. Beyond the girl that they call Beyonce, and all these Lebanese mixed kids. They were the ones that are running Ghanaian movie set. So it tells you that, and these are the people that darker skinned Africans look up to. And if you look up to people that are lighter, they are mixed, you kind of want to change your skin tone so you can have, an advantageous to be advantageous, to be on the safe side, and to get a lot of jobs as well, and to get, a lot of attractions. So it's very
What is
disgraceful,
going
and I
on?
wish Africans can. It's very disgraceful, and I wish Africans can move out of that mentality, because if not, the way Africa is going by 2050, the whole continent is all gonna be bleached and mixed, and that's gonna be a bigger issue down the line.
But what's going on with
It's it's, a,
Congo?
it's an
Congo,
inferi-
Congo.
it's an inferiority complex. Congo is one inferiority complex. We just believe that what we have is not as beautiful than like what the white man have. We have never appreciated our own self, who we are. We always appreciate the white man, the Chinese, their hair, their body, You see, most Africans now, they used to be thick. Now in America, you don't see thickness at all. You see, most of them want to be skinny like the Chinese. They want to be, I mean, all kind of stuff. Loose. I mean, come on, man. It's just funny, man. I think we are sick, man. That's why when this white man comes with recolonization, and I don't have a problem with it. Africa is already recolonized anyway. We speak the white man's language, recolonization, with their system, with the system of government that we practice is still under the white man's control. Our African Union is run by the white man,
Yeah,
is
yeah.
being sponsored
Speaking of
by them.
African Union, did you see the video? The young people had to bomb rush, and there is white people in the meeting. Do you see Africans in the European Union meetings?
Let
Africans
me tell
being
you,
invited.
this is what is happening. The English Africans have no clue about what French Africans are facing. If you go to French African countries, they talk more of Pan-Africanism than these English Africans. So when people are talking about this Kwame Kuma guy, the English Africans, when they are talking about, they have no clue about Pan-Africanism across the continent. They don't. You ask an English African, what is the history of a DRC Congo? He will never tell you, because he don't know. They claim to be Pan-African. All what he knows is Kwame Kuma. Kwame Kuma was a disgrace as a Pan-Africanism. All these Pan-Africanists are a disgrace. You see, when I watched that video, I could only hear French coming out from the DRC Congo. But because English Africans are not behind, that's why there is a split on the continent. You don't know who is who. You don't know who is this person, who is this person. Everybody is for their own self. There is no unity amongst the African Union. Everywhere is divided. You have South Africans supporting Palestine. You have African Congolese talking only on DRC problems. You will never hear a Ghanaian talking about that problem. You never hear about. I mean, it's just it's a problem for this country. It's a problem for this country, and then you call yourself Pan-Africanist, and then you don't even talk about. So, I mean, the way African Union is running. Look, the white man is in control. I wish the white man can come over and just clean out the system and take back their job. Because if you hand it back to the black man, I mean, it's destroyed. The people that elected Tinubu were Nigerians. It wasn't the white man. The people that elected this new president in Liberia, Bouake, is the Liberians, is not a white man. The people that elected all these other African presidents, Tshisekedi in Congo, is the Congolese, not the white man. Where do you want to go? Look, man, look, Africa. I'll keep talking about Africa from day to night, but I don't see things changing, man. It's not. We go around the circle, but after them, I'm gonna let someone go
Go.
ahead and
Yes. Okay.
get
All
on the
right.
panel.
Awesome. Awesome. Let's bring in Zongo. Zongo, welcome to the Afridamus report. And Kidola, I don't know. I see you sometime, but you're not connecting. You might want to check your device. It's saying device
Yeah.
not connecting. So I'm not sure. Maybe because I'm using a different search engine. But uh, try
Yeah,
again, Kidola.
you might want to
Zongo,
like
welcome to
reset.
the. He might want to what?
I mean, reset his phone if he's using the phone to join.
To
I'm
connect
sorry,
and
like to refresh it. Actually, maybe like just close
refresh it.
the.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's listening. So Zongo, let's start. Are you shocked by the amount of skin bleaching taking place in Africa, especially Ghana, Nigeria, Congo, and of all South Africa and Zimbabwe? I mean, Senegal is off the chain. I want to hear your perspective. What is the reason behind this, that Africans just want to change their image to the white man's image?
Well, first of all, let me start by just extending my humble greetings to you, to the panel, Judah. It's been a long time. Good to have you back on the show, Rashid. Greetings and greetings to the chat. Well, for me in particular, I'm not actually surprised, Afidamas, especially growing up in Ghana. I've heard a few people in the media spaces that have complained about um, the the level of biasness or partiality that goes on within like the movie industry. Maybe if you have certain skin tone, uh, people tend to prefer you more over like the darker skinned ones because they see like it looks more appealing to the screen. If you're a lighter skin, it looks more appealing, right?
Wow.
But are you gonna blame the directors? No, I don't think so. I think the general populace gravitate towards maybe the lighter
So
ones
why
over.
don't they just watch white movies or Chinese movies? Like when I was growing up, there were a lot of Chinese movies, Indian movies. We watch it, but we don't try to change our skin color. You see what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Yeah, yeah. I think the directors are the ones in control of like the media industry. They are just playing semantics uh, with the general populace. But I think there's a little bit of there's an element of truth inside, right? When you have conversation with a lot of people over here on this platform, you do hear like, oh, certain women are preferable. I mean, these are like you hear that, oh, women in South Africa, those in Kenya, because they have certain phenotypes and certain features, right? So, I mean, it's indicative of like what the general people like think about, right?
And
And
are you surprised that your neighbors, Nigeria, they have a lot of light skins and it's not natural?
I'm not surprised, but a lot of them are really delusional. Also, Nigerians are really delusional because when you watch their media, they tend to project a certain small group to the outside world, but then if you go to the country, it's completely diametrically opposite, right? So
Like,
they
what do you
have.
mean? Elaborate.
What I mean is that I mean, there was one time even Kidola said it on the show. Oh, now like the color of the Nigerians is changing within the short short span of time, which is even which is he himself is even helping to contribute because he has his
So, do
dark
you
race.
think the Africans now they are worshiping the white man, like the blacks do?
Oh yeah, I mean they're no different from the FBAs, deep down because the FBAs they are very expressive people. They tell it's very easy for you to tell what they like. They tell it everywhere on the media spaces. They don't hide their feelings. You know, so you can even believe an FBA than an African likes something, but he's not going to reveal it to you. But deep down, he knows it. You know,
Yeah,
yeah. So they are no different. I mean, an African is even way worse than FBA in terms of someone who can share his
his
true intent,
feelings.
his true feelings or intentions. So I'm not really surprised actually. Deep down, they want to be like they are masters. I mean, you can tell it, from the way when you watch the movie industry, the music industry. They want to be in Grammys. They want to be in, Oscar. They want to they want to penetrate the American market. They just want to be like the FBA. They want to be like, those. I mean, this. Can you actually hate on that actually? Because I don't know. It's just really surprising to me. But I think the general populace, some they love it actually. So people tend to buy into that. You know. After that was I'm not really surprised. But what I'm actually really surprised is like South Africans, I didn't think about that because I think South Africans are pretty much similar to, FBAs. So, they have the same pretty much similar experiences. So I'm quite shocked that they
But skin bleaching is not prevalent amongst the FBA.
exactly
That we can say.
That's what I'm saying. I'm kind of surprised about South Africa because they have similar experiences with the FBA. They have like, Europeans in their country. The tones, skin tones is a little different compared to like most people in West Africans, right?
Because if anything, in the FBA community, if you're dark skin, they make fun of the dark skin, right? So
Yeah.
one would have think naturally, okay, they should be the ones, bleaching their skin in droves
But they
because
don't.
because they make fun of them. But
They
if
don't
you
do it.
look at they really, I mean, like, I'm not saying they don't do it at all. There might be some, we don't know, but it's not a thing.
Yeah, but maybe the
It's not
level
a
that
thing amongst the Black Americans. It's not a
yeah,
thing.
but maybe like the level they might probably do is just to like to kind of like brighten it, but they don't do the level that those Africans do. Like they change from like it's visible to see it. You can tell the difference. So that's why I'm kind of a little bit surprised. Even Zimbabwe too, they have Europeans in their country too. I've interacted with a lot of Zimbabweans when I was in college. They look different, their women look very attractive. Most West Africans always, chase their women and
And
South African.
also, Zongo, someone made a point. The Africans that are also, second generation born in European countries or America,
Mhm.
generally they do not bleach their skins either.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, Afrikaners, inferiority complex, if you ask me. A lot of them deep down just want to be like the ones in those advanced countries. It's no different, Afrikaners. This is not uh, it's not a new story to me. But a lot of them
So,
want to
so,
pretend.
so what do you make of the video that I highlighted about what's the name uh
In the
the
Addis Ababa.
in Addis Ababa, and also shouldn't they move, if we want to be serious, should they move the AU building away from Addis Ababa? It's all the way on the horn. Why don't they bring it in the center?
Cause the whole
Sorry,
uh,
what do you mean the center of Rhodesia?
The
location,
center
the
location.
center, middle belt. The
Oh, you
location
mean in
actually,
Ethiopia? Oh.
Oh,
the location actually, holds no weight when it comes to the overall purpose of the
of the
the
of the of the of the relevance of the meeting.
okay, the union
Okay,
actually,
okay,
right?
okay.
Uh, but Afridamus, you made mention that it was the Europeans who are there. Because a lot of the Pan Africans, they want to live in delusion. You know, they 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 tend to uh behave or act based on their feelings. Like they live in a fantasy world. They they fail to recognize that we live in the real world. Nothing is for free. If you want to have your own union, you should have a means to finance the union. The building has to be financed. The infrastructures, the facilities, everything has to be financed. The money has to come from somewhere, and who's going to pay for that? Because Ghana, they went for a loan from the IMF. Do they have that money to finance that union? Who is going to pay for that? Is Nigeria going to do that? They
So
have a lot. I
so
mean,
so so then you are saying, so what, you're agreeing with the man that they need to recolonize Africa?
Oh no, that guy is just speaking the white man semantics. Actually, I don't actually believe that. I
That can
think
happen.
no, I don't. I'm not even paying attention to what he said. I think we just have to face the reality. We have to recognize that hey, this is the state where we find ourselves. You know, I mean, we are backwards in terms of the colonial language that we embrace because we don't even understand the language at a higher level compared to the originators of those languages. Like Afrikaners, we live in the U.S. You speak English, right? But if you
But
compare their level of comprehension of the language to the ones who are colonized, you can tell it's really way backwards. And I mean, if you want them back on science and technology project, I mean, there's no way you can compete because you need to understand the language in order to be able to conduct some research, you know, and read to bring some findings to do something. Now
but
we all
Zongo, they said Africa have the youngest population. What is this population engaged in?
man, the population they are a bunch of useless young young generations who I mean, I don't want to speak about all countries, right? But I do know like for a few
They
countries
make
that we have,
babies. Africa.
they
They make
just
babies. That's what they do. That.
they're engaging nefarious acts, you know, illegal activities like smoking and taking drugs, you know, this is what they follow like the degenerate lifestyles in Western societies. So how can this young population be beneficial to a productive industry? It's not going to work. You know, you're going to end up being in the unskilled labor force of those countries' economy. So I mean, I don't know. The only way
Yeah, because if this there's tons of young people. So who's to say? Because like you mentioned, all these conditions, that you mentioned, these are the perfect conditions to colonize a place.
oh yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, but I'm actually telling those like the Africans like, hey, I get it. You have the young populations, but in order to be able to compete, you need to have certain basic things in place. Uh, your understanding of your country's law, your civil obligation. You don't really understand it. A lot of them are still operating on tribal length instead of on uh, the idea of a bigger nation state lens, which is like a nation state nationhood point of view, like most Europeans and American countries like Western societies operate on. Um, a lot of them do not have the equipment, the infrastructures to combine those um, young
But who is
population.
stopping them from getting it?
I mean, you're right. The aspect of the dollar being a roadblock on us being able to buy equipment to finance our economy has been a huge challenge. But Afridamus, I don't see that as an impediment. We see countries like Singapore, Hong Kong, they are under the same financial system of the West
No,
as well.
they're not. No,
I'm
they're
Wait,
sorry.
not.
wait, Mr. Musanda, we'll get you here in a sec.
They are under the same financial system of the West as well, but you see uh high economic growth in their society because they have the right leadership in place. They just don't follow based on feelings. They understand how a country's economy should be run. They bring the right uh, skilled labor force into the country. You can't just be Pan African and seclude yourself from the rest of the world. You have no knowledge about being able to
So you
produce.
basically the black African does not have any plan. They just want trinkets.
Oh yeah, yeah. You just hit the nail at
So
the head.
nothing's changed from 400 years ago when they sold people for umbrellas, gin and all that.
Yes, nothing has changed.
Okay.
And I promise I wanted to highlight one thing at the same time. See, I don't know about most countries, but I mean a little bit about maybe Gambia, Ghana, or Nigeria, right? If you look at the maybe during election, the kind of campaign they provide to the people, it's not a fault of the leadership, it's the understanding of the people. Because if the leadership want to campaign high level conversation with them, they don't want to listen to that. They want a low level campaign like giving them rice and getting their belly food. so that they can be able to
because
go.
they keep the people hungry. So this they keep. Here's the thing: did Africans ever even were they even good farmers? I mean, I don't understand how. Like, you know what? We'll be back to that. I mean,
Okay.
this is something to question. But
Okay.
let's come to Rashid. Rashid, welcome to the Afridamus Report.
Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Afradamus.
Good afternoon, Rashid. Rashid, you've seen the videos. Rashid, are you shocked? Are you surprised to see, the amount of skin bleaching taking place in South Africa, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Congo, Senegal, and, some of the other countries they didn't even mention? Like, what is going on in the Africans' mind?
Okay, first I want to say hello to the panel, all of them, everybody, and the girls in the chat room. In the chat, I don't think is men will sit in the chat room, telling Afradamus, ask Rashid this and that. If you are a man, just come
Ignore
and
the
ask.
chat.
If you are a man, just come and ask. Don't chat like girls on the chat room on the chat. I don't know how someone will sit from the computer and just typing and typing and typing. I can't do that. If you are a girl, just I will send you a flower on a heart. That's it. So I want to go to the point. I'm not surprised. The problem is the man. The man is the problem because the women are trying to, represent themselves. They want to show themselves what the man likes. You see, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. So the problem is that in the other way, so the African guy, he doesn't need to travel to Europe to look for a white woman. She's right there. you know
Oh, wow.
yeah, you don't have to go to Europe to look for a white woman. He can get it in his own neighborhood. So that's a joke. But the reality is that this is like is not really a good for the Africans, because it's gonna cause them cancer, and it's happening everywhere. It's not only Nigeria, it's not only Senegal, but the numbers are just bigger than the other. But this is happening. All of this happening everywhere. Even in America, the white women want to be black. Like the one you showed yesterday.
Yeah.
So the women are always like that. Some women want to be tent, and she will sit under this light
No,
what you
but
call it.
but they said the men are doing it too.
Yeah, the men are, those are maybe the singers, and those who, yeah, I don't understand why men should do it. Actually, for women, yes. For women,
So you think the women should do it?
woman is I can say is all right for women, because she want to look good, that's it. And I don't see any harm for women if she want to look, nice and beautiful, and because men like white women. That's
So you
or
think
light
you
skin.
think you think light is beautiful?
Yes, yes, no doubt about that. Who would like
Lighter
that?
skin is beautiful.
It's
Is
beautiful,
more
yes.
beautiful than dark.
Yes, that's what I
Okay.
believe.
Is this
I don't
based
believe
on
dark woman is a
what
beautiful.
is
I
the
don't think
Arab
so.
Somali?
Hold on,
African?
Masanda. Hold on. You guys will have the chance to talk. Don't worry.
Yeah, I don't
So
think.
so you think light is better than black?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. Because she will look beautiful when she's a light skin. She
So
will look,
black is not beautiful.
dark is not beautiful. I don't see dark is a beautiful. That's the reason why they are changing the color. I don't think a dark color for women. I'm not talking about for the men. I'm talking about for the women. Every woman, even if Afrodamus, if you see a dark woman and a light skinned woman, which one do you choose?
I don't know. Dark skin.
Which one?
The dark one. The
Oh, no,
darkest one.
no, talk on your
But
heart.
Rashid,
Yeah.
are you a racist?
No, no, I'm
So
talking
so
about.
you saying so you are justifying that so they are bleaching because their skin is not beautiful. Is that
That
what you're
what?
saying?
Okay, what's the reason? Okay, what's the reason they are bleaching themselves? If the
Well,
skin is not.
there can be many different reasons, but Africans are known to be black. We're from the black factory, the majority. So this is our nature. So
Okay.
if you saying, okay, these people should change their image because the image they have is not beautiful, you know, like, I mean, that's blowing my mind.
Yeah, because dark women who gonna look, how many dark women are there, and the men are always running after light skin,
Millions of them.
they're running after light skin women. They are running after that. To be honest, I've seen
No,
that.
the majority are running after dark skin because the dark
No,
skin is the
no, no.
majority.
I don't think so, Afrodamus. I've seen many guys are looking
Afrodamus,
for
can I
light skin
respond to
women.
this point that
No,
Rashid
no,
is making?
you will wait, Dart. You would have your turn.
So this is the all the African, this is the mentality of African guys. They look for the
So
light
Rashid,
skinned
do
women.
Somali women, do they bleach their skin?
Some of them, yes.
Yeah.
Some of them do, because the man like more white women. This is the man who want that. It's not the woman. It's the man who are looking for this. So
Okay.
so the more woman is more lighter, the man run after her. Yeah, that's how things are. So
Okay.
even
Let's
even it's happening. It's not only there. It's even in the Arab countries are also bleaching themselves. It's not only Africans. So this is everywhere, and this product is coming from China, and the Chinese are making money, and the Indians are also making money from the women's hair.
But if
Because the
I'm
other
gonna
day,
go for light, I would just go for naturally light instead of the fake one.
that's you, for them. But how many guys are even in the?
Okay. Let's bring in Kidola. Rashid, I don't know what happened. Kidola, are you there?
Yeah, hello.
Oh, Rashid, you still?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
So
You hear me?
so what I was saying is that actually,
Afrodamus,
like,
Yes.
you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very
Sorry,
much.
Rashid, finish your last statement, and
yeah, I'm
we'll,
done. I'm done.
you're done. Okay, Kidola,
I'll put the
welcome to the
second half.
Afridamus report.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Sorry, I was using my phone, my laptop. I think I have some problems, so I'm going to give to my IT, my company, for them to check it out.
Oh, okay.
You know?
So Kidola, you've seen the videos, the bleaching, and Kidola, you don't have to deal with this because you actually got your original, light skinned woman. So Kidola, these numbers that they are showing, are you shocked by these numbers?
You see, choice. You see, sometimes this bleaching of it has something to do with pressure from the outside. You see, men sometimes are gravitated towards this light skinned girls in Africa. You know what I mean? And because of that, some of these girls decide, okay, let's go on with this business then. I want
But
to be
the
light
men
skinned
are
too.
bleaching too.
Yeah, I think it has something to do with problem, man. It has something to do with their own self-esteem, their own problem. Their own problem. Because most girls that bleach also have odor also a lot. Because
They
some of these
what?
creams they're using, because some of these creams are very strong. You
Yeah.
understand? So when you come close to them, Africa is hot. When they sweat, they have a very terrible odor also.
Yeah, this okay. So the odor is bad
Yeah, the odor is very, very bad because
they're killing their top skin.
Yeah, because I took one of them into my car 2015 or something like that, man. And she was a very beautiful girl by looking at her, but she was bleaching and she was sitting in the front. I'm not gonna lie to you, her smell was very, very bad inside that AC. Very, very bad. I have to ask my sister where they really stopping so they can go out. You understand? So bleaching will not help you. If you're black, you're black. You're a very beautiful person. You don't have to get light skin. You understand? Look, your choice of you liking somebody don't have to base on the skin color. That's what you have to understand. Because while white women also like a black man, sometimes based on skin color too. You understand? There are some white women who don't want to date white men because they think, man, I can't stand that skin.
But Kidola, are you surprised to see that South Africans, a lot of their women are bleaching their skin?
I think it has something to do with the TV. Nigerian women also bleach also a lot. Not
yes,
all.
They say 77%.
It can be true. I don't know, but I think some of them bleach and sometimes you even they have the new ones now. They even get you confused. Sometimes you look, their skin color almost look like Indonesians. You understand me? You
Really?
understand? So it's the Indians that are making money out of this. It's the Indians that are bringing this. Because India is anti-black. A lot of Indians are anti-blacks. So what you have to understand is the Indians also bleaching, because in India, the lighter you are, the more you're not the untouchable, because the untouchable ones are darker. So the lighter skin are more like the if you check their Bollywood, they are very, very light. I think this also come also with TV, with advertisement and all these things in the TV. You can also so a lot of Black Americans also bleaching a lot. Check
Well,
them when they start this their
the blacks.
the blacks also
You said
bleach a lot, because if you check them when they start their career newly, they're pretty dark. But when the money start rolling in, they start cleaning their skins. Start having this kind of a little bit kind of light shade kind of skin. Depends where they want to. They are joined to that skin. You understand me? Look at girl like I forget his name. That biggest girlfriend.
Little Kim. You talking about Little Kim?
Yeah. They also bleach all these things out. You understand? Some of them, if you have money, you go and do your nose. Nowadays, you can do your ass. You can buy everything fake. Everything is packaging now. You understand? In Nigeria now, they also do ass. Most of these guys have money. They're
doing the nyash over there.
Yes.
Nigerians are doing the nyash. And it's not cheap. They're doing the nyash. So all these things. Look, there's nothing like natural. Natural body. If you're big, if you're skinny, but keep it natural, because all these fake things have odors. Something that is not in the body it will smell different. You understand me? Because you can look in Nigeria, you can get sweat. Okay, we know about sweat odor, no problem, because everybody have it. You use to. But we start using this injection to inject your lips. You start using this special fat from somewhere to bring your nose. And do special cream, you will smell. That will not make a man to like you. A man that will like you will like you.
So Kidola, what do you make of the white man talking about African countries need to be recolonized because they're not getting it together, they're stealing from their people, and the other man said they're not stealing from Africa, it's the leaders selling the resources. So do you foresee Africa getting fully recolonized again?
My brother, I'll be honest to you. The way some African leaders, majority of them, they already be colonized in their mind. You understand? How can you be? Look, me being a Nigerian, right? If I'm a leader, Tony Blair have no house in my own country. Obama is as close to Africa it can be. Obama have no house in Kenya. You understand me?
Yeah.
Biden have no house in nowhere. So all these white leaders have no house in Africa. So whoever is coming with a brochure to them and said, you see, you can own this castle, you can be this, you can live close to the queen or close to this area, will help you safeguard your money. I think that leader, that African leader, is a fool. You see, most African leaders are fools anyway. They are ones that cheap as it. So if to be honest, that guy makes sense, because he see that Africa have these resources, but the people are still very poor.
Right.
And these leaders and their children, they all driving private jets. You understand me? Look at that Nigerian woman they just caught. The petroleum woman that left that's hanging out in England. She stole $9 billion, but her son was driving private jet with a Jay-Z. They were hanging with a Jay-Z and Beyonce. You understand me? So most of these African leaders, that's what I say, when white people look at us, they just look, I'm married to one. I'm not gonna lie to you. The way she says something like, it's a pity that your leaders are like this. It's a big pity, because they would have enough. So the population, not population, they would have enough to take care of their citizens, to build apartments like what the white people are doing, to build apartments and house everybody, to rent cheap, But these people, let's assume somebody stole $9 billion. You know how much is that for a whole country? You understand me? Not just only Nigeria, all over Africa. They want to be king of king. Look at Gaboma, whatever it is. The mother said, make noise, make noise. Where all
Oh,
his
Bongo,
children?
Ali Bongo.
Ali Bongo, they make noise, help, make noise. You see, it looked like a chimpanzee. It looked like a gorilla. It looked empty. You know, that's Africa. That's tell you that Africans are fools. That's why people look at us. They laugh at us because we don't think like a normal human being. Let's just be honest. Why people don't show emotions? They don't smile too much. They don't start too much. They are just in the middle. They are very strategic. They look at you. If a white person wants to smile, he will smile in his eyes. Not no go. Africa will jump up like they want to fall. But since they don't have no, I don't know what is our problem.
So Kidola, they said Africa have the youngest population. So does that even mean anything, having that young population? What do you foresee in the next 10, 20 years? What would be made of this young population? Do they have the capability to bring Africa to where it needs to be?
No, if you check most, it's good that some of these young ones are taking over now in Burkina Faso and some of other countries, right? But majority of Africans, these African leaders have weaponized poverty. They have weaponized hunger. That some of these African children, these so-called 16, 17 children, is a lot in that Africa territory. That some of them are now resorting to something else, to marijuana, to other things, because they watch too many things in TV. This social media and the satellite they're bringing in now,
Yeah.
right, are so strong that if you sit in your house, I can be seeing Zongo. Zongo live in this city. I don't know where Zongo is. I can be seeing the way Zongo walk on the street
No, I stay with Afidamas in the same state.
Okay, so
Washington State.
this so-called satellite, this satellite is showing them too much of bad life, the Western bad life. So some of these children, majority will be waste, and these old men will never allow them to be free. Even the younger ones self, they will still face the same problem. Look at Georgia of Liberia when he came in. I was having a lot of hope on him. Wow, we are going to do a lot. But what happened? Where someone look like like Tinubu? You understand me? You build apartments, you have houses, you have everything. Okay, you're already rich. Why don't you create a space for the younger generation to grow? And that's what white people are doing. If you look, Afrodamus, I've been to Holland. I visited my in-law there. This guy he's a multi-millionaire in euros. He worked in oil company before and everything, but he live in an apartment. He live in an apartment. Good apartment, not big mansions, big D's, drive on a very simple car. You understand me? But our leaders want to show they're rich. They buy private jets than buying a car. In Nigeria, first of all, private jet for years have become their new Mercedes Benz.
Really?
You understand me? Private jet, they fly everywhere. Like Agabola, like Agbabola, like Flavor sing the music. We're a very big disgrace, especially Nigerians ones that they think they are ballers, while majority of our children are hungry. The social amenities of Nigeria are a little bit crumbling. You understand me? But they're plenty. By taking 7 private jets to land in Kenya for a summit a few years back, it's useless. You understand me? I'm not buying it anymore. Not only Nigerians, but a lot of African leaders are chimpanzee. I think at the time, at least for me, I don't mind white man coming to colonize some of these countries, especially Nigeria inside.
Thank you. Let's bring in Gwe. Gwe, welcome to the Afridamus Report. Gwe, are you there?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Gwe, are you surprised by the amount of skin bleaching in these various countries in Africa? And do you think Africa will be recolonized?
I'm not surprised at the skin bleaching because with a lot of people watch these Nollywood movies, and a lot of the women in those movies are bleaching the skin, even on the social media pages and all of that stuff. So most Africans follow these things, and that's what they inspire to be. So they think that that's good for you to get rid of the pigment in your skin, and not thinking that there's cancer. There's a reason why our skin are darker, because it's a protecting from the sun. So when you take
What
away
do you make of what Rashid said? Rashid said, black is not beautiful. That's why it's best for them to bleach so they look good.
that because he have self-hatred for himself. Nobody who uh you know uh born in a black skin that love themselves the way they are and know that deep down inside, with everything, that trying to kill yourself slowly is better than you staying in your natural state. That's idiotic, very idiotic. And he has some type of real self-hatred now. And and the reason why the girls do it too, because these African men, they like light-skinned women in the music videos, on the television. That's all they see. So they think that, oh, if I'm lighter, then I can be those people too. And that's what they're doing it. But I think too, also we need to state the fact that majority of Africans are married to Africans. I mean,
Yeah.
we're talking about them, but the fact is, most Africans are married to other Africans. So, but I just think it's because of self-hate. They're not educated. They don't really understand anything. There's a lot of people in Africa that are book smart, but they're very illiterate when it comes to
They lack common sense interaction
yes,
with people.
yes. So that's why you see they can't tell a corrupt leader that is trying to buy them by giving them rice, by giving them or fish or anything like that, because they don't understand the difference. That if I vote for this guy, he's gonna make my life worse than when I vote for that guy. See, in Liberia, when they voted for George Weah because they thought that the educated people were more were making them poorer. But then when you got George Weah, who actually went through the similar things that we went through, he was even worse. You know why? Because George Weah is not educated. One, he doesn't understand geopolitics. Two, he has no idea how to run a country at all. But because he was a football star, that's all they accumulate that too. And
Africans
so,
love entertainment.
yes, so that's why they accumulate that too. And not knowing the difference between somebody that is a president and somebody that is an entertainer. There's a difference in the two. Just because somebody play football doesn't mean to say that they understand how to run a whole country or how economics work. So because of that, all he did was just stole the money, empty all the banks in Liberia, and just destroy the country. So it was worse. But
So then, what do you think about what the white guy said? Don't look at us. Look at your leaders. They are the ones selling the
I've been
resources.
saying
And
that.
the other one that said, they need to recolonize these places because they are tired of getting invaded.
Yeah, I've been saying the African leaders are the problem to Africa, and not just the leaders, but the people in Africa. Like the Africans that live in Africa, their mindset is it just when you talk to them, it's just so you feel sad for them that they
Mhm.
think that way. Because it's like they don't understand hard work. All they understand is somebody should keep sending money over there. They should just collect the West Indian money. They don't want to do business. They don't want to do anything that has to do with actual
They
work.
love handouts. They want to turn.
Yes.
They love
Like,
welfare.
oh, I have this problem, just send the money. Oh, I have this, just send the money. And that's what, because Africans, then the way we grew up is when you make it out, you're supposed to help your family. So you just keep sending money and sending money and sending money and nothing gets done. It just stays the same old way because they don't have the mindset or prosperity. Let me start this business and grow this business, because if I grow this business, it's going to help me. And the person who's out of the country who keeps sending me all this money, at least they'll be able to save and we can do other stuff. But they don't understand the difference. Not until when they come out of Africa and they come to the West, then they realize what it really looked like for us who work. I had a friend, she used to be in Africa, she used to be in Liberia. Every time we send money, she'll be complaining, doing this. When she came to America and she had to work, she couldn't believe it. And then she started apologizing and saying all this stuff. And she realized she couldn't make it here. So what she did, she worked hard and started a really huge business in Liberia and went back home because she could not, the work ethic in the US, you have to be very strong to go through that. Africa, they say work Monday to Friday. They show up to work at 12 o'clock. They leave at 3 o'clock. They still get paid. They don't do anything. They just entertaining and doing all type of nonsense. So they're not
So
used to
don't you
that type
think
of
that for
lifestyle.
so then don't you think the white man is needed, the white boss, so he can, because these Africans, when they come, they have a white boss, they work hard.
Yes, because it's mandatory. It's mandatory. If you're not doing what you're supposed to do, they'll fire you. And that's why you see most of them complain like, oh, it's racist, oh, it's this, oh, it's that, because they can't keep up with the work ethic. Doing your job getting hired for a job, you accepted the job, you said you was going to do the job. Don't get there and start complaining about, oh, they're working me too hard, oh, they're doing this, oh, they're doing that. That's what you sign up for. You sign a contract and you decide to work for them. But a lot of them don't understand that Afro-Dam. It's sad when you talk to Africans in Africa and the mindset that they have. Yes, the youth are a lot in Africa, but they're useless. Most of them are useless. They're either on drugs, they're having babies all over the place, and they don't understand. It's like, you don't have food to eat. Why are you having kids? Who you
Because they
expect to
say
take care of the
God
kids?
will feed them.
How, yeah, because the people oversee the family member. I also call them enabler, because we enable their behavior because we keep sending money there. You know, you tell them do this, do that one, they can't do it for you. They're always stealing from you. They're always trying to scam you out of some type of money, lying to you, and all this stuff. It's a
So the
great
leaders are
government.
not the only problem then.
The leaders are not only the problem. The people in Africa are not illiterate when it comes to how economics work. Everything is always about me, 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 just me, not the betterment of us. Like, the leaders are stealing. Yeah, they are, because they make a promise to the people to make things better. But also, you need to educate these young generation that's coming up so they can understand the difference. It's not until the ones that leave Africa come overseas and understand how the system work,
So the
then
white
they're able
man
to
is the only
realize.
one that knows how to make the African productive.
Yeah, but I think I don't. To tell you the truth, for me, I do, I always said that I don't care who can make Liberia better. What are they in white skin, pink skin, blue skin, purple skin? If
Mhm.
you can develop Liberia and make it better and give people a standard living and actually love the people in that country, because when people say, oh, the leaders don't love their country, that means the people in the country they don't like. That's why they're treating them like that. Don't give a
Right.
damn about them.
Yeah,
So
you know what? You got a point there. They definitely don't, they hate the people.
yes, with a passion. So that's why you see they treat them like that. Anybody who take pride in the country and take pride in the people that they have in that country will develop that country. You want to make other people come and look at your country and be like, wow. African leaders don't think like that. All they think about taking all the money to the West, and then when they die, the money stay there. And then the country is broke and poor. So, and then they sell this dream to these African or Pan-Africanists, how you call them, that the white man is doing this. No, it's your own African leaders that are selling you out. These people are greedy. They are hungry. Look at Burkina Faso. Do you know how many times they have to try to kill Ibrahim Touré?
Yep.
You know, because the report came out, I think, the other day. Burkina Faso is in the running to become one of the most developed countries. The building they're doing in that country is not easy. And the development. But because the people trust in him and his leadership, so they're protecting him from those people that are trying to kill him. His own people. These are Africans. But because they love the corruption, they love the easy way to life, they don't have to want to have to work for anything. So that's why they do that. Now until they
Mm.
leave Africa, come to the West and have to work for shit, and then they realize that, oh, this is not what I thought it was. And most of them can't stand it. They're either going back to Africa, getting in trouble in the US, or end up getting deported. Because they want a quicker way to life instead of having to work.
Do you think this is because they've been watching black movies,
Too
black
many, too
movies?
many. They don't understand. They don't know how to. That's why I said because of the book smart, but when it comes to like common sense, they don't know how to separate. I love a celebrity, but I'm not gonna follow that celebrity lifestyle because I know that the way that they live is different from the way I live, because I don't have the type of money that they have. So I can't live that life that they live.
Fuck.
But Africans in Africa don't understand that. They want to be dripped down. You ain't got money. You're poor. What the hell you when you tell them, what can I send for you? iPhone? What do you need an iPhone in Africa for? They want you to send them Jordans. They want you to send them Apple laptop. It's like, and they're not even in
Trinkets.
school.
So do you think West Africans are addicted to trinkets?
I think they need some type of motivation also. I think there are not a lot of African leaders that are motivating them to love
Yeah.
Africa. I think we're missing that in Africa. We don't have leaders them that are motivating them to love Africa, love the skin in, love your continent. And Africans are very selfish to other Africans. You will see Nigeria will do something good. The Kenyan will be criticizing Nigeria instead of being happy for Nigeria to be better and develop. Liberia,
Right.
the Kenyan will do something good. You will hear other countries criticizing them because it's not their country. We are all Africans. If one country develop and prosper, all of us develop and prosper. That's how we're supposed to look at it. But we don't. So because of the division, the tribalism, and all this stuff that's going on in Africa, the only time Africans unite is against other people. That's it.
All right, cool. Let's bring in Kifaru. Kifaru, welcome to the Afridamus Report. And Dirt, you are next. Go ahead, Kifaru.
No, I think it's God first.
Oh, is that came before you?
Yes.
Okay. Dirt, are you there?
Yeah, thanks, Kifaru. And Afridamus, patience sometimes is very painful and all that stuff. Because, you're waiting that you have something to say and you're losing the passion.
Well, I know you were trying to respond
do
to
you come
Rashid.
before me or I was before you? Who was it?
Thank you, Kifaru, man. You're a brilliant guy. I have big respect for you. So,
Okay, get to the point. You've been waiting, and now you're gonna waste time.
Okay. Regarding skin bleaching, Rashid has, I don't know what he's, but he said what he has to say is not up to me to judge these days. If I want, I'll leave that to Iconfire to do. But I think in terms of why people do this, of course, we have in India, China, all the indigenous countries where you have people of darker hue as well. They tend to do this.
But this is Africa. We are focused on Africa here.
No problem. No problem.
Don't shift the blame. We are focused on Africa.
No problem. I'm not shifting blame. I'm just saying,
we're not trying to go to China and tell them what to do. We gotta focus in house.
Yeah. It has. I think it has more to do with the long-term association of wealth, privilege, power, luxury as well. So what happens is when people see what skin tone or what type of behavior or characteristics is associated with wealth and power, they tend to believe that maybe if I'm like that, I will also achieve that class. Like, let me give you an example. In England here a long time ago, during the 15th century, they believed that having a bigger, wider forehead means that you are a bit more intelligent and all that stuff. So, and that came from the nobility. And the nobility, especially a long time during Mary's time, they used to put so much pale powder on themselves. Pale powder because Queen Mary was very pale. So the people used to make themselves very pale.
So the skin bleaching, which African queen started this?
It's not an African queen. I'm saying it's the association of Europeans being privileged, a privileged class, a golden billion in the world, a privileged class in the world. Other people who are poorer tend to emulate that as well. It's because of the long-term association with wealth and luxury as well. But if the other way was reversed, then it's different. Like if you have a rich dark-skinned man or a rich dark-skinned woman, that view of them is not associated. Now you start to look at their futures and their looks, how they actually look on their features. So with the skin thing, I think it mainly comes from that association.
But this is detrimental. This is detrimental to their.
It's detrimental. It just means we have to improve our class of living, our standard of living, our class of living, and then because Afridamus, if you make money and you're rich and you have enough money and you're wealthy enough, why would you go destroy your health just to look like that? Because
you cannot buy your health. You don't need money to you don't need money to stay healthy.
What do you need to prove if you are comfortable in your own living, in your own class and all that? So
but what is it about? Because you look at the numbers, The numbers don't lie. Senegal's 50% of the women are bleaching their skin. Nigeria, 77%. Even the men are doing it. Congo, South Africa, Ghana. I mean, the numbers are high. And in this day and age, in 2024, you would think that people should become a lot more conscious about
Yes, of course.
the implications of skin bleaching, especially being in that hot African sun.
Yes, of course. I mean, it's been a long time, but I think, like I say, it's projection of luxury, projection of wealth, projection of power. Who has the power to project that they are better than you? You understand what I mean? People always try to emulate the wealthy people. They always try to emulate rich people, emulate them in all kinds of ways.
Okay, Dad, do you think Africa, according to the man, should be recolonized?
Africa, no, I don't think so, because colonization means completely somebody coming and taking over your land, and you're completely gone. So I don't think Africa will be recolonized in that sense. I think the thing we have to watch out for.
It's happened before, right? It's happened before. It's not gonna be exactly the same. Africa's probably already been colonized financially.
It'll be more like America, like a melting pot of all kind of cultures. Chinese, all these races are looking for places to expand. Africa is sparsely populated, some will say, so they are looking to come into Africa. So Africa will be a melting pot. Unfortunately, the problem with that is, if wealth and class is still associated with the lighter skinned people, we're gonna have that racial clashes problem in Africa. Just as you see in the African football team, a lot of mixed race players are coming up in African football teams. Why is that? A lot of mixed race people in almost every African country are coming.
Yes, tell me, why is the mixed race light skin favored?
Like many people outlined, Jude outlined himself, sometimes in media and in terms of what people want to project, and in terms of what the powers that be want to project, that this is the standard, this is what we want. It's all because we trying to emulate Europeans, because without having the wealth as well. You understand? So once a man achieves something in his life, and he's so content with himself, and he has enough wealth, and he's satisfied, he doesn't look to emulate any other person.
So when is that going to happen for Africa?
But Africans, they're also dark skinned people.
Mike, you gotta hold on.
No, I'm not cutting you. Sorry, I'm not cutting you.
It's my turn to speak. Tell Mike.
Africans, they're also dark skinned players playing in European teams.
Mike. Yeah, Mike.
It's my time to talk, Mike.
Yeah,
it's my time to talk. Yeah,
Mike, you're stealing from Dart now.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Enjoy your time. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I think it's that, right? So Africa being colonized, I don't think so. I think in terms of war happening, I think there will be more a situation where the rest of the world will be facing off against NATO, at least. The rest of the indigenous or third world countries or lesser developed countries will band together politically against NATO and all that kind of stuff. You understand? So I think that's the trajectory I'm seeing things going as well. So
let's bring in Kifaru. Okay, let's bring in Kifaru. Kifaru, welcome to the Afridamus Report. Kifaru, I mean,
welcome.
Kifaru, when it comes, you are a Pan-Africanist. Are you shocked to see, you being a Pan-Africanist, the African people, the numbers are high, in the skin bleaching in these various countries. Where is this coming from? And, are you worried about, the direction that Africa is headed in? Because the young people, most of them, or even older, they are not that conscious mentally. What do you make of this?
Not at all. I'm not worried about skin bleaching because there's no statistics that says countries that bleach more do less.
Yes, there is. Did you miss the video?
How come that do less economically or do better economically if they bleach or they don't bleach your skin? So that is
health impact and consciousness.
Well, that is there's not really been a major health crisis because people bleach your skin. There have been several major health crises for different reasons. Anyway, but let me say this. When we are talking about the feminine gender and women, their power is their beauty. It's not only African women, women all across the
No,
world.
but let's focus on Africa here.
Okay, yes, the power is the beauty. So why do you think the bleach? Okay, for a long time we have been projected, the white woman has been the woman that people see on TV, the big TV and everything. That woman, that white skinned woman, has been something that they make all women to feel you need to be like that before you need to be desired by men. That is a woman. But again, that white woman has not got everything she needs to be a perfect woman. Women this time, they want to
So
be
they're trying to be white.
Women, well, I don't want to say white. I don't think you can ever be white. They want to look a
No,
certain
but
let's
you
let's
know,
let's
it's
let's
we know they cannot be just
yeah,
like
okay,
the
let's
women
say
that
the one to use the word
wear blonde weaves. They
yeah, the
can
one to
they're
look
not really white, but
exactly the one to look a certain way. Because a woman now, the thing for you to be a woman, you must have maybe a tan skin, a sharp nose, a big hips, and a big lips. Any woman in any society that is lacking part of those things, trying to make it up. The white woman go to feed your lips, go to put your boobs. That's still some kind of trying to upgrade themselves because they want to be that perfect woman that everyone desire. The black woman, maybe her skin color is not that one that is desired. She needs to make up to be all of them trying to meet at a certain point for all of them to look the same because the word has told them for women to be desired, you need to look like that. Okay, so it's just a woman. Everyone wants to be like that. If they say a beautiful woman is the black woman,
but
every
but
woman is going to
but
try
don't you
to
think
pretend they're beautiful.
that mentality, meaning the African lacking self-consciousness,
No, it's not. It's
doesn't
not
that
just.
make it? Wouldn't that make?
I think we are
But
over.
do you think a conscious person would, hate their own image?
I don't think they hate themselves. I don't think they hate. That's not like hate themselves. I think if you tell those women, let's be black, let's go and be full white,
You
they
don't
will
think
not really want to
wait,
be white.
you think they are changing their image because they love their image?
They want it. Most of this time, these women are not doing that for you. They're doing that for
No, no, no.
themselves.
I'm asking, like, you think, because for somebody to change something, because we're talking about looks, like, for example, Rashid said, because they are black, black is not beautiful, the light is
Okay.
beautiful, right? So obviously, would you say someone who looks in the mirror, and this is a bunch of people doing this,
Yes, yes, yes.
and they do not, are you saying they are changing that image because they love themselves?
Well, I think everyone wants to do something to feel better about
No,
themselves.
no, no,
Some
no,
of
no.
us
What I'm saying is no.
let me finish. Okay,
But are they
I'll answer
doing
your
it
question. I'll
to
answer your
prove that
question.
they love themselves?
Yes, they do love themselves, so they just want a better version of themselves. That's the answer.
So
And I'm gonna say this:
white is better.
it's not white. They just want a better version of themselves. It's like a man going to the
So
gym. You want to look better.
light is better.
Okay, going to the gym, you want to look better. Doesn't mean you hate yourself.
But no, but you going to the gym, you improve your health, you
Thank
improve
you.
your physique. But bleaching your skin using dangerous chemicals, right? Changing your skin color, you can that's not working out. That's
Okay.
not
Yeah.
even the
Well.
same
Okay.
thing.
Well. To me, that's just a show. But this is what I want to say. Being light skinned does not make you beautiful. I don't know. Do you know the Ti? Do you know her wife? Right. I think you're American. Ti. Her wife is
Sure.
like completely light skinned. Kerry Rowland is darker skinned, but I bet you she's 10 times more beautiful than that woman.
Okay. All right.
To me,
I'm glad you gave that example,
let me
right?
finish. Let me finish. Like, to me, a beautiful woman is not the skin color. Maybe some facial feature, how maybe your physical body. It's not. I
So
don't
you
think.
don't think that's self-hate?
I don't think that's self-hate. To me, it's that you self-improvement. So I don't really bash women for doing what they do. For women,
But
if
it's not
that's going
bashing.
if that's gonna make
Do
you
you
feel
know the
better
health?
about yourself, that's
So
that's your personal.
Kifaru, how
I
is
don't
this
know.
women and men that are bleaching their skin?
Mm-hmm.
How is this self-improvement? How is this helping,
They feel they
their
make them see
countries?
when you feel better about yourself, you do things better. That's just how it works.
So
If you see
so
yourself better, you want to feel
erase your
have
natural image.
Well, not everything natural is beautiful. I'll give you an example. Your poop is natural, does not mean it's beautiful.
Oh,
If
jeez.
we try to misunderstand what is natural. Natural just mean unaltered. Does not mean one is natural. It means it's
So
good.
you're
There are
okay with the
natural
skin
things that are
bleaching?
poisonous. The natural things that are poisonous. For you to be able to use them, you need to take them and enhance them and make them maybe edible, whatever. So natural does not mean beautiful; it just mean unaltered.
So the African image, is it beautiful?
The
Dark
African
skin.
image is natural. Yes, of course, 100%.
So why does it need to be altered?
It is up those people, those are individuals. There's no law that says everyone needs to go bleach your skin. An individual wants to feel better about themselves. That is your personal reason. That's your own personal life.
I'm surprised
I
this
don't
coming
see I
from a
don't see
Pan-African.
why we try to make, like in the West, white women go every day under the knife to cut their faces and
So
put everything. No one
Kifaru,
is
are you
talking
going
about
to
that because that is your personal life.
Kifaru, skin bleaching is harmful. It's like, for example,
It's
okay,
harmful as
somebody.
what? It's harmful more than what?
So for
Than the
example,
skin?
somebody, are you gonna say that somebody using heroin, they are just improving their mental state? Would you, if the person
Okay,
tells you that you're gonna buy it?
okay, no, heroin is a drug. It has been proven that
So
okay. What is your studies that says skin bleaching has caused this disease among people? Can you give me that studies, or that's just what you think?
are you serious right now?
I am.
You're messing with me.
What has skin bleaching has been like
So
proven to cause?
if you take cream and wipe out, your top skin layer that is protecting you, supposed to protect you, what good can come from that?
Well, you need to prove that something bad can come from
No,
that.
what I'm saying, like, for example, you're looking at my dark skin, right? This top layer,
Yes.
this is the defensive part of it, to protect me from the rays of the sun. Obviously, we are dark this way for a reason, heavy melanin, and also protects us from the skin, from the sun, right? And environment, but if you make this skin thinner, you're susceptible to diseases, right? Skin cancer. This even affects women. I'm talking about their reproductive system.
Well, I don't know about that. That women who bleach can give
Have you
birth.
ever, like, skin cancer? You don't know that. You've never heard of.
That's what people say. I heard people
No,
just
that
say
is
things
true.
without any
But it
evidence.
is true. It
It is
is true.
true.
No, there's no studies that says women who
Well,
bleach
let me
their
put
skin
one
cannot
thing.
give
Let me put
birth
one thing,
who
and I don't want to.
cancer and things like that. You understand? People just say
Kifaru,
it.
are you serious right now?
I am.
know.
I think we are taking people's personal opinion and try to generalize it. That's the thing we're trying to do. And
So
that's what I'm saying.
you think this is just a pass? So, for
I have
example, you
no
just
listen. If somebody wants to feel better about themselves, if that's going to make them feel better, let them feel better. Because I believe if someone feels better about him or herself, he's going to do better. So I will not stop
Kifaru,
somebody from feeling bad
I
about themselves.
suggest, I suggest you do a little bit of research on skin bleaching, and
Well,
come back.
there's
Plenty
no
of studies
listen.
out there.
There's no research that has been generally accepted. It's just people just think that things like this may happen. There's no research that say because of this you will
Sir,
get this
there is
this
plenty.
sickness.
Kifaru, there's tons of studies on this.
I've not seen
There's
anything
tons of it.
from any credible from any credible studies. It's just people doing their own personal
So
information.
you think they are just giving opinion?
Yes, for the most part.
So you've never seen people who used to bleach their skin, end up, becoming sick from this.
Well,
Their
I've seen
skin
people
look.
with terrible skin diseases, but it's not because of bleaching. A lot
Huh.
with have skin
So
diseases, they did not bleach their skin. And I've
Okay.
seen people who bleach their skin, they didn't have skin diseases. So to me, It's just let them do what they do, and I don't see how it's going to affect your country economy, whatever. I've not seen any
You
health.
don't think
I've not seen like maybe an epidemic in a country that they have to shut down, or the health system that say this is happening because.
so? Then, Kifaro, why is it some of the smart governments, like they would ban these bleaching creams? Is there a reason? Why do you think they ban these skin bleaching creams? And even some of the African countries, why do you, if there's no harm, no foul, why are they banning it?
I think that they're doing that because of nationalistic purposes. You understand? It's for pride that we are these people like this.
So they're just doing it for pride. There's no harm.
Yes.
So
there's not really any big risks. It's for pride. That's what I think.
Okay. Well, I mean, okay. Let's bring in Mike. Mike, welcome to the Afridamus Report.
Hey, Afridamus, what's up? Okay. Let me first start. I think we blacks, we need to calm down. We tend to play this victim role. I see someone complaining about, there are like mixed race people playing African teams now. There are mixed race people playing a European team, even Asian team. There are more blacks playing a European national team than there are any whites playing an African team. So let's calm down. Let me touch on the skin bleaching among the women. I don't
and men too.
Yeah, it's cutting down among the men, but I think I hear you guys saying self-hate. No, let's calm down as black people. It's not always that we're victim or with self-hate. It's not self-hate.
No, bro, nobody is saying nobody's being a victim here. People are just like
it's not.
Yeah, but self-hate, when somebody said self-hate, that doesn't mean they are being victim. They are just pointing out exactly what they are seeing. The person is not saying, "Oh,
okay, I get it." Okay, maybe I should use the self-hate.
They're pointing a situation.
Okay, I get it.
So, what is your view on the number? Because, for example, in Nigeria, 77%.
Let me get to it. I get
that's high. Go ahead.
Let me get to it.
Okay.
It's not self-hate. What I'm saying is it's human psychology, whatever is trending, fashion, in terms of fashion or behavior, human beings tend to start exhibiting that behavior, even no matter how ridiculous it is. If you make anything dumb cool, people will start doing it. The reason people eat more hamburger, which is less healthy than other food, is because they do more hamburger commercial on TV, so everybody just eat it. It's just human psychology. When they say when you live in an environment where sagging your pants becomes the trending, even though it's ridiculous,
you're comparing outfit to what you're gonna you're doing to your actual skin.
Okay. Oh, goodbye. One thing about you is you don't allow someone to.
No, I'm asking your question so you clarify.
Listen to the context. I say human psychology. Any behavior that's become trending among the people, no matter how dumb or ridiculous it is, human beings begin to exhibit that behavior. That's the point I'm making. I'm not comparing.
Hold on.
Can you allow me to talk, man?
What is the root of that trend, Mike?
What is the root of it?
The root of it could be from anything. It could be promotion. It could be just someone. It could be
Mike, why are you getting upset?
Hold on, guys.
Can Dan shut the fuck up? Because this idiot won't allow me to talk when he was talking. This
Mike, why are you getting upset?
Allow me to come in when he was talking. I want to put his dirty man in when I'm talking.
I
think he's trying to shut the fuck up. Can you mute this motherfucker?
Hold on, Mike, Mike, let's clean the language, calm down. What are you upset about? Relax, bro. Just like, everybody is going well. Just, calm down and get your points across. You don't need to be all degenerate here.
Put his dirty mind when I'm talking.
Jeez. Okay, go ahead.
All right, just tell that dumbass not to put his mouth, okay?
So Mike, just the point get your point across.
What I'm saying is, if you allow me to get across, I'm not holding any position here.
Dad, leave him alone.
Can you put that monkey in the back? Can you put that monkey in the back? Or give him a banana or something?
Really? Mike, what is going on here?
The guy's an idiot, man.
All right. Imagine this idiot.
Can you put this monkey in the back?
Okay, guys.
And give him the banana to eat.
Okay, guys, come on. Let's be mature. Let's have a cordial conversation. It was going really well. Get your point across without, using profanity. This is a family show. All right.
Exactly. After let me say this. I think
All
that.
right, all right. Let me just give
Zongo,
my
let Mike finish. Zongo, let Mike finish, please. Go ahead.
okay. That's why I keep telling you. Let me get my point across. I'm not holding any position here. I'm just trying to explain human psychology. Human psychology. If you start making something trending, no matter how dumb that thing is, whether it's a behavior or a fashion, some people will start doing it, even if it's no matter how dumb it is. Human beings they're creatures of character. They're creatures of habits. That's why I was giving you an example, like certain behavior you see in certain environments. No matter how ridiculous it is, people start doing it, and that's why I was giving you an example of when you live in one neighborhood, people start sagging pants. All of a sudden, all the young boys start doing the same thing and they don't question it, or even young men, they start doing it. So I'm not comparing sagging pants with bleaching skin. I'm just saying behavior. You understand? Is what I'm trying to explain to you. I'm not comparing anything. I'm just telling that human psychology, behaviors become trending. Some people start following it, but there's some people that are smart enough to question it. Like, why should I follow everybody? Why should I do this? It doesn't make sense. You see, like when we're young, when sagging pants became something trending, you will see some intelligent guy be like, why should I have to sag my pants too? Because y'all are doing it doesn't mean I have to do it. So some human beings would think, but most human beings will just follow. That's just the point I'm trying to make. Like, for example, the certain environment I used to live in around some young white guys there about 20 years ago, what was trending among them was blonde, smart girl, blonde hair and smart. Today, in that same environment, the young boys there, guess what they're lost in for? Dark skin girl, they're smart. Black girl, so young black girl, they're smart. I'm like, wow, since when did all these young white boys over here start liking black girls? They're smart. They all the way those guys were talking about this girl, this Spanish girl that does long jump. Is it Fatima Diallo, the Senegalese girl in Spain? They're all crazy over her. And 20 years ago,
Mike, we're talking about African thinking. Africans don't think like the people in the West. You keep bringing the West. We're talking about.
I'm talking about behavior. Hold on. I'm getting somewhere. Human beings are human. Human psychology is what I'm trying to explain to you. That when something is trending, everybody begins to follow that trend. And I'm giving you numerous examples. I'm telling you that certain environment, when sagging pants began to trend, no matter regardless despite how ridiculous it is, people started doing it.
Let me ask you something.
Give you an example. Hold on, Afridamus, man.
I want to ask you something. I just want to ask you something.
Well, you got to give me a chance to give my point across.
Well, let me ask you something real quick. So, if I'm getting you right, so are you saying that because it is trending? For example, there's a lot of people that take fentanyl. It kills people. Does that take away the dangers of it, the harmfulness of it? Does it take that away?
Absolutely not. And you keep missing my point. And that's what
I'm trying to get you to get to the point. Don't worry about trying to defend yourself.
This is what you're doing.
I'm not assuming anything. I'm not just okay. We'll get you to get to your point.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just here to moderate and ask questions.
Okay, that's fine.
Just forget about. I'm not assuming anything. Don't feel like you gotta defend yourself. Just lay your point, and we'll
you want to allow me to lay my point though before I say one word.
Because you're going around beating around the bush.
I'm not going around. I'm just laying my point. My point is my point. Whether I'm like right doesn't matter.
Now fuck up.
Just allow me to lay my point.
Okay, late. We're listening.
I'm not here to hold a position. I'm not here to say bleaching or not bleaching. I'm not holding any position.
But that's what this topic is about.
It's about what?
This is what this topic. No, you don't, Mike. Nobody. We want to. It doesn't matter what you think. Just tell us. How you see it. You don't have to feel like you're telling you. Okay, tell us. I'm listening.
I'm telling you what I see. I'm telling you that the way I see it is the human psychology. People emulate whatever they see that's trending. That's what I'm trying to explain. I'm not saying, oh, this thing is good or that thing is bad. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just explaining human psychology. That human beings start emulating whatever they see that's trending, no matter how ridiculous it is, they just emulate it. So if skin bleaching is trending, those girls, it's ridiculous. Skin bleaching is ridiculous, but because it's trending, a lot of these girls start doing it. And that's the point I'm making. And I'm giving you examples in other areas of life as well. That in other areas of life, when certain behavior is also trending, people started doing it.
Like
And I
like
give you
LGBTQ.
if that's trending, well, people will start accepting. Okay, you remember there was years ago where being gay wasn't accepted, like by certain neighborhoods. But if you go there today, because they've made it, oh, it's a trending thing. Guess what? Everybody accepts it. It's just human nature. And I'll give you another
So that,
example.
that makes it a good thing.
No, again, I'm not here to decide what's good or what's bad. It doesn't. I'm not. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just telling you.
What point are you
simply
making?
telling you
Can you
human
make your
psychology,
point?
but I'm not telling you what's good or bad. It's not up to me to judge. I'm not here to judge what is what and what.
Okay, what is
I'm
your
just
point?
explaining human psychology to you. That's all.
Oh, so this
Intervene about
psychology
something.
that you speak of, Mike, this psychology you speak of, right? The human being who feels that their image, this is who they are, their image. Where do you think, like let's say somebody that goes change their image, completely, and it could affect their health? What do you think is going on in their subconscious mind? Where did that start?
Thank
Do
you.
you think it's
Thank you.
coming from a place of love, or what is it? What is your, take on that?
What's the root?
Okay, the root of it is something in their mind. That's where it's coming from. Something in their mind, and it could be maybe a trending thing. It could be just something confusing in their mind. That's why they have to get into somebody's mind to understand why they're doing what they're doing. And that's why psychologists tend to before they're trying to help you, they want to understand why you're doing what's in your mind. What's that thing that is in your mind that's making you do that thing? Even though that thing could be destroying you, could be messing you up, they want to understand what's in your mind. That's where they go. And one of the things that they discover in people's mind and make them exhibit certain behavior, usually they just see other people doing it and they start to do the same thing. Or they think, oh, this is what is fashionable. Or this is what.
Mike, that's not the reality, Mike.
I'm just giving one example. That's one example of what goes on in people's mind. And some people, hold on. Some people, it's not even what's trending that make them do what they're doing. It could be other reasons, something just wrong in their head.
So, Mike, what would be the reason for somebody in your mind to bleach? These are adults. So, what you're saying, trending would mean peer pressure, right?
Personally,
so what because if it's not self-hate, what is causing people to take this dangerous route using chemicals to change their image?
Personally, okay, let me answer that. Okay, personally, I may be wrong. From what I noticed, when I go to certain part of Africa, like in certain rural area where they're not exposed to their culture of bleaching skin, they don't do it there. But then when I go to other part of Africa where it's what's trending, that's where you see a lot of people doing it. So to me, that's where I came to think, oh, maybe why they're doing it in all these environments, because that's what's trending. I may be wrong. That's just what I see.
No. Hold on. No. God,
You just have to let him talk, and he will wrangle himself and entangle himself. You just have to let him talk.
Why is this monkey talking? It doesn't make sense.
Mike, let's guys, please, let's, I don't know, like maybe you guys throw beeves and destroy streams from other places, but over here we keep it clean. Please don't cut him off.
My floor. I mean, he didn't allow me to come in when he was talking. He quickly shut me down. Africa must be fair. You have to be fair.
Exactly.
When he had his floor,
Mike, are you done yet?
Sorry.
I'm not done. I'm just I want to touch on the
quiet. Allow Mike to talk, man.
Exactly.
Mike, go ahead. Come on.
Judah, let him talk. Right? When he was talking, when I wanted to say something, he quickly shut me. He told me, "I said, okay, thank you, sorry."
So Mike, let me ask you this.
He's jumping in.
Mike, let me ask you this. Statistics, according to the stats was read by the man that did the research here. Like 77%, they came up 77% of Nigerian women and some men are bleaching their skin. Where do you think that is coming from? Is it coming from a place of self-love or self-hate? You're muted.
Sorry, I had a phone call that came in. Sorry. To me, I think is the environment I'm in Nigeria is not happening there because it's not what's trending.
No. But it's what I'm saying, remove yourself from it, because we're not saying just because it's not happening where you are in Nigeria doesn't mean it's not happening there. We see Nollywood movies, we met people in real life
we see people. This is taking place. So why do you think 77% of the women feel the need and men to change their image from their natural blackness to being lighter? Like, since you say human psyche, 77%, that's high. Like, where do
First
you
of all,
think that is coming from?
It's just a
Let
trend,
me
as
answer.
Mike said. It's a trend.
Look,
That's
man,
it. It's a trend. That's it.
it's a trend. Thank you
It's a
very
trend.
much.
That's it.
That's all it
People
is. It's a
educate
trend.
themselves.
And to someone like me, if I was getting into that trend, I'll be doing it too. But does it mean I hate myself? But I don't follow all these trends. There was the time where I was sagging my pants because everybody around me was sagging.
So skin bleaching is so it's okay for 77%.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Oh, it was cool. Everybody around me is doing it. Human beings are creatures of habits. But the moment we figure a way to stop making it a trend or something that it's not cool, people will stop doing it.
Mike, let me ask you something real quick, Mike.
But I want to touch on the other.
Do you
point.
by any chance? No, one quick second. Do you by any chance? Are you in the business of selling creams?
No,
like,
absolutely,
do you have
not.
Like,
Absolutely not.
okay,
No. Why would I have
all right,
that?
okay. You can go to the. Okay, you can go to the next point.
Yeah. Regarding the colonization thing, to me, I think the best people to run a society should be the most competent people. And the difference between our society and the European society is that they figure something called meritocracy. They practice meritocracy, meaning they allow the most competent people. Their institution or system is designed to only allow the most competence or close to the most competence to be in charge of institutions, agencies. Where in Africa, we haven't figured that out. The most competence are not the people finding their way to the top of running society, running the show. So rather than saying because their society is working, we have to go bring them to come and take charge, it's just a senseless idea. Because if you bring incompetent people from their own society and bring them to Africa, they're going to be just as bad. They're going to run Africa just as bad as the incompetent people that's running Africa right now. So this solution is to bring competent people, whether there is a competent white man or competent African in Africa. But I would rather use the competent African in Africa to run Africa, because at least they're running their own society in their own interest. But the competent white man that will come to Africa, yeah, he'll probably do a better job than the incompetent African we have there right now. But still, he's still going to put his interest of Europe and America above the interest of the Africans. So to me, the solution, rather than supporting that, Europeans should come, competent Europeans should come and take over. No, we should focus on.
Nobody is saying should.
No, I'm not saying you are. Some people are holding their position. I didn't see you. That's why I keep telling you.
No, not me. I'm talking the topic itself, because
some people I follow their topic where people are saying, yeah, the white man should come colonize us, and I'm like, no, that's not your problem. The problem is we need competent Africans. We have them. They are in abundance, but it's just unfortunate that they're not the one. The system is not, like I say, it's not based on it's not a meritocratic system that is designed where the best only get it to the top. Like in America, before you can even get a job in a company, they look at your resume, go through your seat, measure your competency, all those things before you come in. And before you make it to become executive, you must have really, really gone through certain, qualifications and acquire certain intelligence. But in Africa, it's more like, you have connection to this person, you become the minister. You have connection here. That we don't practice the meritocracy. That's the problem of Africa. So until we figure that out, we will begin to get things right. So that's just what I want to add to that particular point.
Cool. Let me bring in Chukwu, but I want to ask you one quick question before I go to Chukwu. If you were to become the president of Nigeria tomorrow, would you ban skin bleaching products?
Yeah, I'll ban it. Yeah.
But why would you ban it? Why would you
that's where you can get rid of their trending. That trend.
But why would you? Why would you get rid of it?
I would ban every behavior that doesn't make sense, and that's
what I'm saying. But it's not harmful. Why would you get rid of it?
No, it's harmful. It's harmful to the skin, like you said. The chemical in it is not good. That's one. It's harmful. I would ban cigarettes. Let me tell you a list of things I would ban in Africa. I would ban cigarettes. I would ban skin bleaching creams. I would ban
Igbo.
No,
problem, Mike. Let's
I will ban anything that's destructive to these people, like anyone's health or anything like that. And I will, in fact, I don't even have to ban. I just got to create a culture where it's no longer something that we're trending. It's a psychology, really.
All right. Okay, no problem. Let's bring in Chukwu, guys. Thank you, Mike. Chukwu, welcome to the Africamus Report.
Salute. Thanks for having me on the panel.
Chukwu, what's your take on the the conversation you're hearing about skin bleaching and this colonization of Africa?
Regarding the skin bleaching, I think it's the reason why women bleach their skin is because men prefer light-skinned women. So I think there's a sexual selection at work where, the lighter-skinned women are more selected to be wives and girlfriends, and women want, to compete with each other to get the attraction of men, so they bleach their skin. I think it's straightforward, and I think it's not just limited to Africa. It happens all over, even in the United States.
It's high in Africa, though. We are the black factory.
That's true.
So if we are the black factory, like, for example, you're seeing in the thumbnail how, like, people completely 360 degrees, right? Because if it's about this, they want to be like the light skin, they want to emulate white people. Why not just go for an actual white person? Because if you marry the bleached woman, the child you will have will come out, dark again. So it's going to continue the cycle. A child looking at their mother, they know, like, they don't look like her, like her skin is not real. What kind of message is being sent there?
Now, ultimately, it comes down to what men find sexually attractive, and it appears to be the case that black men prefer lighter skinned women, or at least enough of them that it's having this effect. That's how I see it.
Huh. Well, okay. So do you think this is harmful to these societies?
It's not only is it harmful psychologically, it's harmful physically. I think it's something that should be there has to be a remedy for it. I mean, there has to be
You think it's coming from a place of self-love or self-hate?
I think it has to do with a lot of people have a colonized mind. They see white or lighter skin as more attractive, and they flock toward that. I think it's just a lot of people have. I think it is like a self-hating on a certain level, where you're more attracted to somebody who is lighter than you, even though you yourself, you're dark. You want to procreate with somebody lighter than you. So
I just want to ask one question, please. Why do people don't gravitate towards albinos? Are they not super light skin?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Because albino albinism is a defect.
Okay, so the point I was trying
it's a defect. Like, it's not. It's like that's like. I don't even wanna. Hold on, just Ifaro, allow this guy to finish.
So yeah,
this is getting interesting. This is okay.
It's self-loathing and it's sexual selection, and women compete with each other using their attractiveness. So women are going to use whatever tool at their disposal to compete with the rival females. And if bleaching the skin is how they compete, they're going to grab that tool and use it. But ultimately,
the men are doing it too.
Yes. So there must be some dynamic on the other side where that's pulling men to bleach their skin. So some amount of women must prefer lighter men too. It has to. There's some kind of stable equilibrium that's pushing it in that direction.
Okay, what is your take on? Okay, let's bring in Kofi. Kofi, are you there?
Actually, push him on that. Why not?
Yeah.
If it is that, why not albinos? Like, if
Hold on. That we got plenty of people who haven't spoken. Allow Kofi. Kofi, go ahead, Kofi.
Thank you. Sorry I had to leave yesterday. You did not scare me off. You and the other gentleman. You did not scare me off. I had another podcast to go to, but I'm glad that you learned what percentages are, because I hear that you're using percentages when it comes to the certain amount of people who use skin bleaching, right? So I'm glad you learned percentages. Slavery is real, and all the other stuff, which goes to this topic that we're on right now about the white man saying we should recolonize Africa. So obviously when it comes to that, and I was listening to what the other brother was saying too, is like we need our best, right? And because usually he said in Africa is usually by nepotism. Well, I know this person, this is my son, he could go here, or you know what, I know this person, he could go here. It's not our best that's being put to the forefront. It's all about who you know, right? So I do agree with him when it comes to that. When it comes to the skin bleaching thing, they even do it in Jamaica. For anyone that's into reggae music and stuff like that, you have people like Vibes Cartel. You know who Vibes Cartel? He's a Jamaican artist. He does skin bleaching. I mean, he used to be a very dark skinned looking man. Now he does skin bleaching. It's a thing in Jamaica. So yes, I think if I was in charge of Nigeria or wherever in Jamaica, yes, I would ban those products. There are certain products in the UK that you can get, but you can get it in the United States. Why? Because they want to protect their people, right?
So Kofi, do you think skin bleaching, black person bleaching their skin, changing, is this coming from a place of self-love or self-loathing, like self-hate?
Self-loathing and self-hate, and especially when you're consuming media and movies from the West. There's nothing wrong with being different, but being different to the point to alter and damage your skin to look something like nobody in your family is a form of self-loathing and a form of self-hate. Yes.
All right, thank you. Big Black, are you there?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, Big Black, what do you want to add on to the topic?
I think the skin bleaching thing, it's like as far as like black men liking light skin, I think now it's more like a 50-50 thing, and it's steadily dropping. I think black people more and more are wanting to love their own skin complexion. But yeah, skin bleaching is definitely out of self-hate. And also, of course, we don't want Africa to be recolonized. So
yeah. All right. Okay,
well,
so
let me mention one thing when you said something was very interesting, Afrodamus. They say, why don't people get with albinos? And you said, well, that's very interesting. And you're saying, well, albinos is a birth defect, but we also have to understand albinism, whiteness. White people is a form of albinism. So white people are pretty much albinos, even though we have white albinos. Yes,
white people have some melanin. Albinism is a defection. They don't have melanin.
They have less melanin than white people. White people, the people that have the least melanin is white people, then albinos. So white people are very close to albinism.
Okay. Don't try to twist it. Don't try to twist it, Afridamus.
Hold on. Look, guys, you have to hold on, guys.
If you don't know anything, just shut up.
Guys,
not you, Afridamus, the other gentleman.
Yeah,
if you don't know,
guys,
shut up.
Let's just look at it this way. You have to remember, it's not a right or wrong answer. This is a conversation. People are listening. You're not talking to me alone. You're talking to the general public. So people see exactly where the African state of mind is. Exactly. So I'm glad you guys participated.
Okay, I just want to say something. I want to say something. I want to go.
Okay, do your closing statement, Dirk. We'll start with you.
Afrodamus, I would like you to do a show about the exportation of ritual sacrifice across West Africa, and so many people in West Africa are coming up missing for blood sacrifice. They're cutting up people's hands, limbs, everything for ritual sacrifice. And which country is exporting these?
Shut up! Shut up! Hold on. This guy is a mumu guy.
Okay, thank you, Dad. Thank you.
This is coming from Gambia. Are you saying Nigerians are the one doing it?
Hold on, Judah, let the man talk, okay? Jesus. What's going on here? What's going on?
I should be the one now online talking because I think I was here first and everybody have spoken, right?
Go ahead. Yeah, closing statement, Judah. Go ahead.
Oh, really? But this is the thing. I don't know. Sometimes Dow comes here and just, problems that they have in another panel, him and Mike, because I was in one panel, they were arguing and Mike took him out. It seems like he's carrying that frustration everywhere.
Yeah, guys, please don't bring your beefs from other channels, Please
Mike
go ahead.
is a cool friend of mine. So, this is what is happening in Africa. Mike said certain things that if he was the president, he would shut down on tobacco, cigarette, and bleach all this crime. And that's a fact. Look, it's not shutting down. Is putting limitations to it or putting high embargo. You shut down these things, people will be unemployed. You have to create way of employment and then shutting down things. But in developed countries, they don't shut down things. They put in high taxes. So it's if a tobacco costs probably 500 naira or 1,000, you can put it to 5,000. So you have to be rich to be smoking cigarette. You have to be rich to be bleaching, and that we put more money into the government coffers and they can do different things with it. So they shouldn't ban it, but government should be aware and put high taxes on these things. And I also want to talk on that recolonization stuff about what the white guy did. I think Africa is still being recolonized. Just the fact that independence, the white man say you had independence, didn't mean you are free. You are not free. Everywhere you are in chains. That's why these white people do not want you in their own countries, because you are not a burden to their own problems. You go through the American borders, you see a lot of black people over there. You go to Europe, it's the same thing. Countries are chasing out Africans all over the place because they believe that ever since they let you guys free, you guys have not been able to change things. That's why the black man in America did not ask for independence, because they knew they were gonna be crazy. If they had their own stuff, they wouldn't be able to fix things. That's why they decide to join with the white man, create some form of assimilation. The greatest problem that the African did was to say, asking for independence from the white man. They will have said, no, let the white man stay and let's assimilate in Africa. The South Africans were vigilant enough to create that form of assimilation. That's how you see South Africans are in a good level state of mind. But us in the sub-Saharan, it's just wars, hunger. Everything is we have never solved any problem ever since independence or whatever you call it. So we are the problem. It is not the white man. We are the problem. If we cannot blame our own selves for the things that are happening in Africa, we shouldn't be blaming the white man for it. Thank you, Afridemos. Thank you,
Thank you, Judah.
panels. And I don't talk much, and I want to let other people talk. Thank you, and have a good day, man.
You too.
All right, you there.
All right. That was
Let me
Judah.
let
All
me
right.
let me say my closing one, man.
Go ahead, Kidola.
After you see, people that bleach, maybe they have their own problem, but it's not healthy.
Yeah.
I think if they are blind or they didn't read about it, they should go down and read about it. It can cause all kind of skin problem, infection, and all kind of something. Still on your own color, based like that. Anybody will like you. Who they like you today, somebody else will like you. So I think God have everybody, somebody for everybody. Something. So it's not like based on that skin color. So if God knows why He created you white, black. You understand? Not all white people are beautiful. They have to know that also. But who's me to say who's beautiful is not beautiful? You understand me? So it's eyes. So I can't judge who is beautiful is not beautiful. So don't try to make yourself look beautiful for somebody, because that person they owns you. Somebody else will see you beautiful. So it's different time, different place, different arena. For that, the white man coming to conquer us again, I don't blame them. They already conquering us. Some of our corrupt leaders have mansions in this country. You understand? They buy mansions. They save their money in a Swiss bank account. You understand me? They save their money in some places. They already conquered us, because I've never seen any African leader who able to take his money out of these banks. None of them. The moment the money get in there, the money is locked there. If you say you want to take that money, they'll say money laundering, or they'll ask you why do you want to take it out? We can give you how much are you looking for? We can say you, let's say you have 10 million there. We can send you 200,000. Don't worry. Don't take it out yet. Your money is making more money. So these African leaders are worse than something else. So I don't blame that guy who say, yes, let's go back and start ruling them again, because since they left us, what have you really achieved? They achieve nothing. Rather, they bring brooch of them to come and buy a house. Bring brooch of them to come and buy a house in London. Now they transfer to United States. Buy houses in the Malibu, New York. Oh, that Donald Trump, I want to live close to him. That's the African person think. Why is Donald Trump not coming to live close to Dangote? Why is Donald Trump not coming to live close to Adenuka? Why must you go to this African country? Their elite are not in your country buying mansions, but you are there buying. What are you looking for? The chicken is not chicken. The bread is not bread. You have all the natural things in your country to treat, to enjoy, and to live long. But no, our leaders prefer these places. Now, France, I think some of them possibility buy houses in China already, even. You understand me? So when these white people look at us, they look at us as something else. You understand me? And
Yes.
you can see it with even United States that the black people are wearing gold chains, bling bling. But have you ever seen Bill Gates on the heavy chain in his neck or hands? I bet you, a black American guy will like a guy who wears Nike cap and Nike sneakers and Nike jogger and Nike t-shirt. Will say all Nikes. You understand me? So if
That's
they're
their
coming to
culture.
colonize us,
Kifari, you
forget
gotta mute. It's echoing.
forget the culture. The culture is not their culture because they are the one producing it. Have you ever seen a white woman dying for a big cities when they come to Africa? No, they want to see the rural areas because they already have these skyscrapers in their places. For them, it's nothing. You understand me? But we will want to buy their big Mercedes. We want to dress their something tailor suit. We want to dress all kinds of things with them. You know, now the chain, they even sell it to black people, fake gold, fake diamond, fake everything. Because we don't know how to think. You know, I don't blame that guy. He said he saw African leaders' children in France, in England, in United States. They only go to shop and shop and shop and shop and shop and shop and shop. Shop for what? When majority of the people are home.
Thank you, Kidola.
So thank you very much, brother.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
All right.
All right. Let me just say
Go ahead,
this.
Kifaru.
Yeah, let me just say my point and go away. So let me start with the skin bleaching thing. You understand? When we say skin bleaching is bad, well, they have their own disadvantages, okay, and they have some side effects, okay. But at the end of the day, to me, I don't see if someone wants to better themselves, I don't see why we should stop them if that's what he thinks that's what he thinks he needs to do to make him feel better. I'll accept him. There was one time I was like really overweight. I saw myself on the mirror. I had self-hate. I hated myself. I had to do something.
What?
I had to go to the gym and work myself to become the shape I wanted. That is self-assessment. I think if you can self-assess yourself, that is intelligent. But if you just say, oh, I'm okay like this, and people are gonna like me like this, the way I am. If you don't have that intelligence to assess yourself for who you really are, then I think you're a little bit limited there. So to me, if people want to bleach yourself, to me, they should do it professionally. No, I think when people talk about bleaching creams are dangerous, most of the time they're talking about off-the-shelf bleaching cream that may contains mercury or things like that. So they advise people if you think you need to bleach your skin to make you be happy, look for a dermatologist or some professional that's going to tell you how you want that's how you want to do it. So for me, we as men, we can bash women because we don't think like that, but a woman, her image is really important. If she thinks that's going to make her beautiful, I don't blame her. Again,
Well, all right,
so
thank you.
yeah, so this
Thank
guy
you.
talking about recolonizing Africa is just ridiculous. So when I come, I see some Africans trying to support him. I think these are Africans who are naive or have like really basic understanding of African history. This very guy is probably an American, and the American government, we know throughout history, they've sent out CIA like hitmen to kill all these African leaders that could actually make the continent be at a level that we could compete to others. So they've made it possible that none of these people can be ruling their people who can actually make their country prosperous. And now they put this puppet who are making the countries going like really, really wrong. And now he's coming and making this stupid statement that Africans should be recolonized. The only thing they need to do to Africa is just go. Take everything, their corporation that's in Africa, and leave Africa. I think that's what they have to do. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Kifaru. That was Kifaru. All right. Al, you came in late, but we'll give you the floor to, say your statement and close it. Go ahead, Al.
I just came here to blame you,
To what?
To blame you.
What are you blaming me for?
You see you today, Zango, and I'm gonna blame you for everything, man. You've been talking, you've been trying to sell Africa for years, and finally Blackwater is responding.
Amazing.
Yeah, the Sierra Leonean that killed the blacks in Gambia. You gotta speak on that.
Zango, you finally managed to sell Africa. Finally. So
thank you,
Tango. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care, man.
Yeah. All right, Rashid, go ahead. Rashid, closing statement.
I want to restate what I was saying, what I meant to say. I didn't say black is not beautiful. I was saying it's more attractive. The light-skinned women are more attractive to many men, many African men. If myself, believe me, I'm attracted to a dark lady. I don't know why. Myself, when I talk about myself, I'm attracted to the dark woman. But the most men run after the light skin. That's what I was trying to say. But I don't say like, I was talking about what in general, what people think.
I would say majority run after dark skin. The dark skin is the majority. So yes, people, they bleach, but on average, the reality, majority are actually with natural dark skin. So let's not conflate those two. But go ahead.
You're right. And then the one Judah, I think, say that they need to ban or something like that. I don't think someone can. African government can ban it because they're gonna bring it anyway by any means. They
did ban it in Gambia before when Jammeh was there.
Oh, Jammeh, yeah, he was a tough guy. That guy, he didn't play game.
Yeah, you can ban it. Yes, there's gonna be a black market, but it's not gonna be as prevalent.
Was a strong. He was a good leader he was a strong man over there. I was trying to talk of the other topic about the guy who was talking about recolonizing Africa or something like that. This guy is American. Okay, I live in America. The American people, do you think that they believe me? Look, in America there are people in California homeless, sleeping inside the bathrooms, and they knock in the doors for them to come out in the morning on Venice Beach. If you check on the YouTube, Venice Beach, California, they sleeping inside the bathrooms. So it doesn't mean that American government is mismanaging. No, it's people. They are everywhere. You have people who will do that, and the people coming to Europe is only 0.0001% going to Europe, and that is not even all of Africa. It's only few, mostly from West Africa and East Africa. That's so not all East Africa also, and not all West Africa are going to Europe. It's only a few number. But he's talking about, look, in America, how many people have suffering? People are paying a mortgage 30, 40 years, and the the students, they cannot pay their tuition after they graduate college. The people people have no health insurance. How many Americans have no health insurance today? If they go to hospital, they're going to
Rashid, if this is about, you can't compare America to Africa. I think this is the mistake you guys keep making. It's not. If in America, a lot of the people you see homeless, it's a choice. They can turn their life around if they want to tomorrow. You can't compare that to Africa. The resources, so anytime if you want to bring in America, you would completely miss the point. Africa is nowhere close to America.
Okay,
just
how many people? Okay, how many homeless?
Who cares?
How many homeless you have in Gambia?
I'm pretty sure there's plenty.
Okay, how many homeless you have in Gambia?
I don't know, but I'm just saying.
You don't have
Rashid, you cannot. It makes absolutely no sense. Like, you cannot compare, like a homeless person here in America
Most of them are like on drugs. Those
No,
people, if they choose, they can choose drugs or mental illness. They can get off drugs, right?
but
That
not
same
everybody is
person,
drugs.
you would see that same person within 6 months or
Okay,
so.
I
If
have
they
seen
are
a real.
dedicated, their life would completely change.
Okay, after that,
Completely change, right? Because
I,
they can lift themselves by their bootstrap.
okay, I
You
have
know,
seen.
look at the state of African country. Those people, most of the people that are in destitute position, they're not on drugs. These are normal, sane people. So bringing in America into this topic,
No, what I was
makes no
talking about.
sense.
This guy was not. He was not. He was hypocrite
Yeah,
because
but Americans are not running
America is
into
100%.
African
You
countries.
live
They're
in
not
America.
doing that.
No,
Yeah, but Americans, what I'm saying,
Europe are better off
Americans,
than America in many ways. Europe are better off.
no,
The people in Europe.
okay. What I'm saying is Americans are not, are not leaving America, entering people's border. Let's just be real.
Yeah, but look, everything America is not like it's not everything is so.
It's not even it's not even a close comparison. Like in America, somebody can be homeless. They can, if they want, they can turn their life around, like in months.
Okay, how many
Literally,
people in
they would
America? How many
they can do that.
Okay, Afrodamas, how many America? We live in America. I live in here 30 years.
But
How many
Rashid,
people?
why do you want to talk about America when
Because
this is
guy is
about
American.
Africa?
The guy is American. So I want to.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, if
The guy is
you,
American. I'm trying
Rashid,
to
how
see.
many people you know? How many people you know who are sane humans? Nothing is
I'm
wrong with
responding
them.
to him, not
Oh,
to you,
what I'm
Afrodamas.
saying.
I'm responding to
No,
him.
I'm saying,
Yes.
you cannot compare America's system of government, what they do.
American government is really corrupt government.
What I'm saying, you cannot. It can be fine. It can be corrupt. You cannot compare America
Many
to
African
any
countries
country in Africa.
are better than in America. Many
Yeah,
countries
but
in America.
Rashid, I think what you're missing is that before he
Name one African country that's better than America.
Okay,
Name
I will
one.
tell you which ones.
hold,
I will tell
hold
you
on,
which
Rashid.
ones.
Name one.
Okay, Botswana, Namibia.
Oh, jeez,
They get
please.
free education, free health system.
Oh,
They have free
Rashid,
education.
you can go enroll in community college for free if you like.
Look, they have free education.
You can get free education in
No, you
America.
cannot get free education.
There's nothing for free, man.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Just say, guys, just say, hold on. Just say you don't know how to get it.
It's
Period.
you have to be
No. Again, guys, just say you don't know how to get it. In America here, anything you want, you can get it. If you don't know it, just say you don't know. Period.
Look, this guy was making like he was.
Just say you don't know. If you don't know, there's a reason why we are all here on this platform. We're not in Mogadishu, we're not in Accra, Banjul, whatever. There's a reason for that.
First of all, you
Most
made
of
my
us are
point
from
that
the West.
in Gambia you don't have homeless. Okay.
I don't know that there is homeless people there.
Where
there is.
You don't have Gambia homeless. I haven't seen.
Look again. Just if a person again. If a person, okay, not everyone there owns houses, not everyone owns compounds. There's a lot of people because it's a communal living. People are actually here in America. Wait, Rashid, America is an independent country. Here, people are independent for real. You are going to, for example, like I don't need to lean on my family to take me in for housing and all that. I'll do it for myself. I'll do it for myself. Majority of people are like that. So it's not even a close comparison. It's not even close. Like, do you understand how powerful the American economy is? Come on.
Look,
that's why we're here. That's why we're here.
We're not talking
but
about
that's why Rashid,
we are talking about
Rashid, would you move to Botswana or Namibia?
Look, they're getting free education.
Would you move there?
Me, I'm not going to move there because I'm.
Why wouldn't you move there? But you live in America.
Yeah, I live here, so I have to move there. So let me.
You can move there because it's better.
Look, this guy. No, because there. Look, for example, this guy is American. I'm talking about what he said that he was making. The reason Africa didn't. We have. That's the reason to colonize Africa because Africa.
Rashid, you got people. Rashid, you're comparing America to places that cannot even. People can barely feed themselves. They don't have electricity. They don't have water. If you're living in your little shack,
don't have that.
Somebody living in that little shack, you're gonna compare that to somebody in America? Are you serious right now?
Okay. Did you go to places in Mississippi or in Alabama? You will find people living in a poor, very poor.
Well, I'm not, again.
Very poor.
Again.
They live in a very poor. Some of them even
in
soil. They don't have.
But what I'm saying. But what's the point, though? What point are you making?
But the point is that every country has their own weakness. In America, it's not 100%.
So American leaders, are they stealing money, going to Paris shopping?
Yes, they do lobbies. They do lobby.
Rashid, wait,
Rashid. But they say lobbyist.
Hold on, Rashid.
Yes.
Name the American leaders, politicians that are stealing American money and shopping in Johannesburg. They are shopping in Lagos. They are shopping in these African countries.
What's lobby? Lobbyists.
Again,
they lobby the money. They get the money as a bribe.
But how is that? What I'm saying, what American politicians are doing?
They don't call it bribe.
Hold on, Rashid. Whatever they are doing, is not affecting, the population. In fact, people are rushing to come into this country. So obviously something is being done right.
No, not everything is done right in America. There are schools in the black neighborhood which has no no heater. They have, when it's rain, they got water inside the classrooms. There's not everything. Everything is not correctly managed in America.
Show me those schools.
I've seen it on TV.
You've never seen it in real life, right?
There is a city in Michigan. They were drinking leg. What they call it? That.
So they had an incompetent person.
They were drinking.
Hold on. You're telling me
lead water with the lead.
You're talking about in Flint, Michigan, where the water is bad for years.
Okay, guys, Rashid, you're going off topic, but thank you, though.
It's not like what I was saying to this guy. He's American, so I was talking about in America. Not everything is like the moon. Everything is nice and beautiful. No, you have issues. We have issues in Africa. So there's no reason because we have a problem in Africa. There is someone who can come again and colonize us. No, corruption, colonization was a terrible thing that happened to Africans. They used to they took all our gold, our money. And
we still have gold and dye. We still have all of those.
They created they created this border issues and border problems. They created all this. The English did allowed the Cameroon and the French. Look inside Cameroon, French speaking, and who did that? The colonial. They created a mess.
Because Africans are weak. That's why it happened, sir. You're justifying his point. If someone can come and get you to speak the language, wait, hold on. If someone can come,
need to come back and America and colonize them.
Wait, if somebody can come, change your language, America fought a war against the British and took their independence from them. They didn't hand it to them. They fought a war and they stood up on. Wait, hold on. When was the last time you saw? Did you ever see America, begging the British for anything? Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, they work together. They work.
No. Answer my question. America has a bigger economy than Britain.
America begged Chinese to America begged Chinese to
America begged Chinese.
Trillion America borrowed
wait. America begged Chinese.
$3 trillion of dollars. They still America
Rashid, China's economy is pegged onto America. America has the
borrowed.
biggest
America
economy.
borrowed.
China,
America
China
borrowed money.
relies on American money. Don't you
America
know this?
borrowed money from China.
That's not true.
The companies, let me tell you, companies in China, those are not Chinese owned.
No, but
These are
don't
not
you think
Chinese
that
owned
America
companies. These are
borrowed money from
American
China?
companies, sir.
Okay, Afrodama,
These
how
are
many million
American
dollars?
companies. Do
How many
your
trillions?
research.
How many trillions America borrowed
Okay.
from China?
Oh, jeez. Okay.
How
I'm
many
confused.
trillions?
But thank you, Rashid.
Okay, thank you
We're
very much.
gonna be here all night. Thank you. All
Okay.
right. Thank you. Okay, closing statement from Kofi. Go ahead, Kofi.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree with the something that Condola said I didn't like, and again, you just say I'm starting stuff, but I'm not surprised. African man that's married to a white woman is gonna say, "Who cares about if a white man comes and recolonize African and calling African stupid or whatever?" Maybe he hoped I'll be his father-in-law and he'll get rich off of that. So I disagree with that, and I feel that yes, and I also disagree with you saying that Africans are Africans are weak because white people conquered them. It seems like I totally disagree with that. So basically, you're saying the more wicked somebody is, the more civilized they are. If anyone knows anything about Sheikh Anta Diop, right? He has a book called Civilization or Barbarism. People committing barbarous acts doesn't make them civilized. Remember, the civilization
Kofi.
is a
Kofi.
cancer to hold on.
Kofi.
Everyone
No
knows
one cares.
civilization is a cancer to
Look.
society. Civilization is never there to the colonizer is never there to help the people. The colonizer is there to help himself. Right.
Rashid,
So
we know that. We absolutely know that.
okay.
Yeah, like no one is sitting here saying, but we're just pointing out the obvious, the facts. Like people need to get out of their feelings and see the world for what it really is. I did not design the world. I'm not saying this is how it's supposed to be, but this is the reality. I think it's pretty ridiculous, some of these points that have been brought. And this is proving the point why Africa can be recolonized. Because some of the points I'm hearing here proves that.
And what will be one of those points?
But anyways, thank you. We are in the closing statement stage.
All
Thank you.
right, thank you.
Thank you. Jesus. All right, Big Black, closing statement.
I think Oldham made a point that said that blacks weren't in the United States weren't trying to get their own piece of land. That was false. Nation of Islam has been asking to be trying to get a piece of land for black people for a while. So that was false. I wanted to say that. And then the whole thing of that again, I think that's some of what Kofi said as far as like these colonizing nations to colonize Africa, because it'll be a good thing, and which is not, because that's like
No, Big Black, no one is saying is good or bad, right? We're just pointing out what is being said, and the guy is talking about different points. I don't know why people are not getting that. For example, it's like a team. This team is saying, look, we've beat this team before, right? We can go back and take them on and beat them again. And they laid out all these teams' weakened point. And you are that team. They pointed out your weak points, what you are doing. So, instead of fixing that, your team, you guys are in denial saying, oh, what, like your coach came, the coach is like, hey, this is what they are saying, this point and point, we need to improve this and that and that. But you guys, oh, coach, I can't believe you agree with the guy. No, the coach is not saying they agree. The coach is trying to get you to be better. That's all. But if you're in your feelings, that team is gonna come and take you out again. That's all. It's not about being in your feelings, ego. I notice a lot of people, some of you are coming in, think I haven't seen any African yet, or anyone that said, oh yes, I agree with the guy, you should come colonize us. No, it is a conversation, a
Well, all I'm saying
discussion.
is, was it all I'm
But the
saying?
man did say it. The man did say they should recolonize Africa because
Yeah,
of the
but I
incompetence.
think what they missed out is he said a lot of the people in countries are living in abject poverty.
Poverty,
Maybe
yes.
because he highlighted the conditions that the people are living in. So maybe if the leaders are not even doing the job well, maybe we might as
They
well.
should come and just might as well take over and do the job for the people so they can stop, you know, trying to kill themselves to get to the to Europe and America. Why
Yeah.
do you
So
think people are trying to go to Europe and America?
exactly. So
Why?
the first approach to
They
tackling the
just go in there because they say, "Yeah, we love how white the white people are." No,
yeah
there's a reason why they people are going to these places.
yeah
So
and
I hope you guys are thinking
I
about
hear you,
that.
man. I hear
yeah.
you. I hear.
Yeah,
I think
it's not. It's not
A
like,
lot of people, because if you come with a Pan African mentality, you're not going to think critically. Because the first thing is you have to acknowledge the problem to be able to even find solution to it.
well,
well,
And a
that's.
lot
Zongo,
of them are
I'm,
not.
I'm, I'm
I think
convinced.
what
I'm
you're saying, bro.
convinced. Now I'm convinced. If it's just up to these Pan Africans, oh yeah, Africa is done.
Look, why do you say that? Why do you say that? For example,
Well,
let me say this. Y'all speak the
did you
Congo.
hear how some of your compadres, how their take is on skin bleaching? Have you heard them?
What did they say?
Oh, it's no problem. It's cool. But
Oh
anyways,
yeah,
we would be here.
yeah,
We would
yeah.
be
Well,
here all
I
night.
think
Yeah,
let me give my closing statement.
Yeah.
So as far as
Thank
like
you, Big
the
Black.
okay, finish Big Black.
okay, yeah. Like I said, I understand that from from the Euro side, right? They're trying to appeal to the non-racist whites, are saying, hey, these people, they're in poor, in poor conditions. We're doing them a favor, right? And that's from a Euro on the Euro side, but how does that benefit us? That don't benefit
Yeah,
us
but
at all.
nobody's
A
trying to appeal to them
big
actually.
Black. They've done it in the past. They've done it before. They've come to Africa. Africa was in the 90s was ridden with wars. They came, they lifted some people out of the abject poverty. They've given them education. They've changed their lives. It's not like they haven't done it before. It's not like the whole entire thing was bad. Some of these people you are seeing in Africa running around, being able to be in position. How do you think these people ended up in those positions? So people have to, think straight, and
No,
yeah.
I hear you, but it wasn't for the collective, though. You know what I mean? So again, you had a couple of people that rose up and did well, but for the collective of Africa, it was bad, obviously.
Right. I mean, again, that still doesn't change the reality of what is happening. This is what I want people to see. That's what the discussion is about. It's not like I'm saying, yeah, I designed this. I'm gonna go, me and this guy, yes, let's go colonize Africa. That's not what it is. If people cannot even agree on skin bleaching being harmful and a self-hating behavior, I mean, I don't know, like all hopes is lost. I don't know what to say to you guys, to be honest. I mean, people are sitting over here trying to compare America to a tiny poor country like Gambia or any country in Africa. I mean, come on, what are you guys
Is it
thinking? Like,
Botswana, I
what's
think.
going on? Like seriously, guys, let's get serious
Yeah.
now. We need to stop playing around.
We
Like
just
literally, there are
So
young people watching this. Young
mhm.
people are going to watch this. We need to get serious, man, for real. Like we can't be, people can be here talking this way. I mean, but that's their state of mind. Young people that are watching, skin bleaching is self-hate, it's terrible. It's not the same as sagging your pants or going to the gym. The gym is good for you. You put yourself in good health. Skin bleaching is terrible. Okay?
but let me
So
say it for the record.
please.
Well, when you talk about Kafaro was talking about Pan Africanism, but he was just talking about from in the country. He wasn't including
the diaspora when he talked about his Pan-Africanism. So that was a
Right.
bad representation of Pan-Africanism. Most Pan-Africans, pretty much virtually all, shun skin bleaching. So let me just say
Thank you
that.
very much.
Yeah,
Thank you, Big
but
Black. Go
I
ahead,
mean,
Zongo.
okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
As
We are
far as
about to
like
close.
as far as like skin bleaching conversation is concerned, I mean, Afrodamas. I mean, I understand. I mean, as a Pan African is from Kifara's point of view.
No,
You
no, no.
know.
Don't address. Just do your closing. I'm trying to leave.
Oh, okay, okay.
We can
Oh,
discuss that another time. I'm
oh,
trying to
okay,
leave.
okay. Okay, man, a lot have been said about the skin bleaching thing. Partly the media industry, they have subjected the general public into thinking that having a lighter skin is better, and also sometimes too within your closer cycles, women are doing it, and you want to follow it and do it as well. But there has to be a level of consciousness within your people. If they don't watch a lot more Western stuffs, or they don't want to wish to be something like that, it's not gonna happen. So it's just, and also the food and drug board uh, sector, they have to do better. They have to regulate this bad chemicals that is coming to those countries. Uh, I don't know what else to say. So as far as like the conversation of colonization, African, I was saying earlier, people tend to blame the leaders all the time, but the general populace are part of the problem. Their level of understanding with how the world works is part of the reason why their country is lagging behind compared to other countries. We watch them, we see what they like. They like a lot of stuff that Western societies love. There has to be ways you have to strategize ways in order to be able to meet their level. But the first approach is to acknowledge your problem and find ways to be able to what to deal with the problem. But a lot of people are going to blame the government, and the government, they just create policies,
The
regulations.
government comes from the societies. So,
Exactly.
but
So it's
thank you, Jongo.
all right. Great show, by
All
the
right.
way.
Thank you. All right, guys. That was Zongo. Hey, the conversation was very, very interesting. I mean, look, um, I was gonna ask people to do their closing on, is there any hope for Africa as far as the awakening of the people's minds? But you be the judge. You've heard the conversation, you've heard the position that um, some of these people are taking. So now you understand why things are the way they are. It's not only the people on the continent, but we have to be realistic. Look, if you go to a AA meeting, what do they say at the AA meetings? You have to first acknowledge that you have a problem to be able to solve that problem. But if you want to blame everybody, your grandma, your great grandma, or try to minimize things, it's not going to work. So hopefully at some point, because this conversation was, where's the state of mind of the youths in Africa? Well, I hate to tell you, you be the judge from the conversation. If grown-ups cannot agree on what is harmful, or what the state of the economies are, or how people think, the education, socioeconomic conditions, and what reality is, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change. So please don't hesitate to leave your comments on the conversation that took place here. And I want to thank all of you for watching, all the panelists. All point of views are welcome here. Okay? But at the end of the day, It comes down to how people think. Definitely, like Isatu is saying here, mindset is everything. Mindset. Like I would say again, it's not me that is designing how people should think. But in these conversations, maybe, just maybe, a light bulb might go off in someone's head. Okay? But I want to thank all of you for your contributions to the show. And I want to thank all the people that super chatted. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will definitely see you guys on another very interesting one. And sometimes the conversations get heated, but hey, if it doesn't get heated, you know, it's not a good conversation. All right, I'm out. Peace.
Baby girl love my bop and I like me too. No roof on my top and my babe see through. Hating on the pen, don't stop, shit ain't gon' feed you. I've been all on my grind, so why I need you. Baby girl love my bop and I like me too. No roof on my top and my babe see through. Hating on the pen, don't stop, shit ain't gon' feed you. I've been all on my grind, so why I need you. Big flex, my swole, double cup and I'm pulled up.